Allow me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. All of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amaranime ndumuginine the Ipob ne beni ne dichiche ruwe beni ne owasoturu ki ide magi ne beregi biko baso ha upoti le kendo ha okwaso sweli igwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating, the saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them, and we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail, because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo, because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwu Biama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful. against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting we have prayed in your name. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Never allow yourself to be used to destroy the innocent souls. God has put in your hands to save inside the wilderness. Never allow yourself to be used to destroy the innocent souls. God has told you to save. When it gets up to end this, neither of our heroes will not defend. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. But yet may we remember the price of a great hero. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. Be courageous. Remain resolute. Be your brother's keeper. Better star of the night. Bring forth new day. New grace and favor, new peace, especially hope, more closer to our land of freedom. When it gets up to end this, neither of our heroes will not defend. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. That yet may we remember the price of a great hero. Heroes, Jordan commercial activity. In period of reception, when it gets down to end this, neither of our heroes will not defend. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. When it gets down to end this, neither of our heroes will not defend. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. That yet may we remember the price of a great hero. No retreat, no surrender. Biafra is already here. This is only property. One love. All hail Biafra.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people, wherever you are all over the world. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live to Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, MAZI Kafomefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra. He is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. MAZI Kafomefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, MAZI Kano, the one and the only man that stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. I am George ONYIBE. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, this morning we must move ahead to appreciate the Almighty Creator, the one who sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man. For he is the lifting up of our head, he is a hope and stay, he is everything to us, both great and small, and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He remains the primordial influence that drives us. In my humble way this morning, I will acknowledge him. Ibuchukwu ibugi madwe, Ibuchukwu ibugi madwe, agbanwe, Ibuchukwu obinigwe, Ibuchime, Ibuchukwu ibugi madwe. Ibuchukwu onye na-agwọ ọrịa m analego, Ibuchukwu onye na-echi ikpe ziri ezi, agbanwe Ibuchukwu obinigwe, Ibuchime, Ibuchukwu ibugi mmadụ. Anyị na-aja gị mma n'eziokwu, n'ịbụ sọ mma, ịhụnanya na gị omage ujuru anyanya dadio inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dịghị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega anyị niile na-asị na ịdị mma o. As always, we shall move ahead to our topic this morning, which is simply titled An Ancient Weapon. An ancient weapon called the change of narratives. Many people are afraid of being killed by the bullet of AK-47, by the bullet from AK-47, by the bullet from Fulani headsmen, by the bullet from Boko Haram, by the bullet from Miyati Allah, by the bullet from politicians in Nigeria, by the bullets of the saboteurs in Biafra land, by the bullets of the British government, by the bullets of the oil thefts who call us oil thefts. But I tell you, if you understand this ancient weapon called the change of narratives, you would have preferred to be killed over and over again by the bullets of these criminal individuals. Because this weapon called the change of narratives is more deadlier than the bullet of AK-47, more deadlier than nuclear weapon. Because it kills you and gives you a false hope that you are alive. It kills you and gives you no hope of resurrection. It kills you and makes sure you are permanently dead. It kills us every day. It kills us every day. But the Creator is with us, and so on daily basis we resurrect. Every knee must bow, every tongue must confess that Biafra land must be restored. Every knee must bow, every tongue must confess that Chukwukika Biama is our God. Every knee must bow, every tongue must confess, and all must hail Biafra. Hallelujah. IPOBs are here. IPOBs are here. Biafrans are here. Nandekano is already here. Uchimefo is here. And Biafrans all here. All of you must heal Biafra. If you know how this weapon works, if you know how this weapon works, you will not be afraid of AK-47. Of course, those of us in IPOB, we are not afraid of your nuclear weapon, because according to Bob Marley, none of you can stop the time. We have no fear for your atomic energy, for none of you can stop the time. We are not afraid of Miyati Allah, Nigerian Boko Haram, terrorist army or police. We are not afraid of any of you. But we are very conscious about this ancient weapon called the change of narratives. And certainly, all of you may not be able to understand it. Because Nigerians and most people who govern the world, who rule the world, they are best at deploying this weapon. They are best as the initiating of this weapon. But we shall look into it this morning. If you understand the function of this weapon, rather, if you do not understand the functions of this weapon, it would be impossible for you or anybody to toil with your understanding. If people actually know that you know how this weapon functions, if you as a person understand how this weapon functions, the truth remains that nobody can be able to toil with your mind. Nobody can be able to toil with your understanding. Nobody will be able to toil with your emotion, because you will always know where they are coming from and where they are going to. I've had a encounter with so many people. I have access to many people. And each of them, because they have this weapon of change of narratives, they prepare, and in their heart of heart, we will flush this guy out, we will destroy this guy, we will kill this guy. But I'm happy because we are still here. They are destroying themselves, and I'm looking at them. When Biafrans understand this truth, they will bring AK-47, but they will fall in disgrace. They will unleash nuclear weapon very soon, but they will be disgraced. They will incarcerate us, they will murder us, they will deprive us, they will exterminate us, they will emasculate us. They will conspire against us, but in the end, we will still be here. Because the greatest weapon of all time is the change of narratives. Of course, those of you on Facebook, you can see change of narrative in practical terms. That is what is happening to us as a people. A lot of things has happened to us as Biafran, and it's still happening. The weapon called the change of narratives keeps changing, although not in our favor, which keeps undermining our sovereignty. A lot of things are happening. The weapon of narrative keeps changing because they keep modernizing it. But it's quite unfortunate that even though it is changing, the weapon of narrative has not changed in our favor because our people do not know how it functions. And that is why somebody will tell you, we want to see evidence of your people that are being killed before we can look into the matter. And then they tell the whole social media to condemn your post the moment they talk about your plight. That is the weapon of change of narratives. They stay in their so-called hollow chamber and lie from the both sides of their mouth, demanding you to give what is impossible to give. And that reminds me about fake Ogomo. When you go to fake Ogomo, for those of you who understand what they are, and tell them, I need solution to this problem. And they know they do not have the solution. But they will change the narratives for you. They will tell you this your problem is a small problem. We can solve it for you. Just that the cost is high. And you ask them, tell me, whatever it will take, I will do it. But little did you know that that is the weapon of change of narrative they want to deploy to you. And then the next thing you will hear is you have to go and bring ants that have one eye. Go and look for goat that is an orphan. Go and look for vulture that don't have mother or father. How will you know? This is change of narratives because they know where they are going to. They say go and bring a mad woman that is a virgin. How will you know? But it's change of narratives. And of course you will oblige and say, Ogomo. If it's Yoruba, say, Babalawo, this is not possible. How can I know the tiger that don't have father? He said, don't worry, we know how to buy we know how to locate them. And then you pay money. Change of narratives. It's the same way anybody in the world is telling you, we have not heard about the issue of Biafra. It is a change of narratives. But maybe we look at it in the other way around. When they tell you, Nigerian police, Nigerian army, Nigerian Boko Haram, they are fighting corruption. DSS even came out one time, stupidly, shamelessly, disgracefully telling the world the evil in Nigeria is not as they claim it to be. It is, something is, just listen to them. Maybe a few minutes. And
My name is Dr. Peter Afnaya, the public relations officer.
Now listen to this lunatic, a Nigerian DSS man, lying or using the weapon of change of narratives. British government know how to initiate this weapon. Doctor of animal from the zoo called Nigeria, his name is Ifonanya, supposedly my own brother, will be the one who will testify against me. But these people should understand that this weapon is outdated already. To kill a black man, you use a black man. To betray a black man, you use a black man. To impoverish black people, you use black man. After all, who put Nigeria under the clutches of late Buhari? Nigeria being ruled by Obama from Sudan. Is it not a black man? Is it Donald Trump? He could be an American chimpanzee. It is Obama. But this is the weapon of change of narrative. And when we thought, they say, after all, the man who said this thing, is he not supposedly a Biafran? But we don't know. That is why we will run DNA test on all of them when the time comes, and I still appeal. When Biafra come, because I know Biafra will come in my time. Biafrans, let me work in DNA office. That is all I ask for. Don't pay me. Let me work there. Change of narratives. My name is Efunanya. I am Igbo man. That is the next thing you will hear. He's telling you DSS Boko Haram, EFCC Boko Haram, ICPC Boko Haram, Miatiala Boko Haram, Nigerian Artillery Boko Haram, Nigerian Air Force Boko Haram, Nigerian Navy Boko Haram, Nigerian Police Boko Haram, Nigerian Senator Boko Haram. Everybody in charge of in the helm of affair of this Nigeria, they are all terrorists. It's not as bad as they think.
My name is Dr. Peter Afnaya, the public relations officer of the Department of State Services, Nigeria's foremost intelligence and security agency, charged with the detection and prevention of crimes and the threats against the internal security. There is peace in Nigeria. There is unity. Things are not.
There is peace in Nigeria. Fulani herdsmen are making peace. There is peace in Nigeria because British government must initiate every machinery to make sure you never know the truth. It's amazing people who has worked very hard to build a reputation for themselves. Like as we have worked very hard in IPOB in this Biafra restoration effort to build a reputation undisputable pure holy reputation for ourselves, and then we let some criminals like Nigerian to get us involved? Of course, the owner of Twitter is in Nigeria now. Let's see what will become of him when he leaves. Because Facebook was doing fine until he came to Nigeria. His life has not remained the same again. And so when you see British lower commissioner coming to Nigeria anyway, you should know what is there. Look at it, this man. There is peace in Nigeria. It's not as bad as they are. But let's listen a little bit and move ahead.
As bad as people who want to project them, yes, there are challenges, but it is not to the extent that some people will create narratives that are out of place. People would want to use the social media to create divisions, to instill fear in the civil populace. People are engaged.
I get almost 200,000 naira. Take that. If you know, is going to Nigerian police. Please, I want to talk. I want to collect from you. They collect more than 200,000 from me that I give to them. Plus my Swedish international passport and my Nigerian international passport. They got everything. My telephone, my Android telephone that I bought when I was coming back to Nigeria. They collected everything. What I want is just my passport to travel back. They are not worried about the money. If I can just get my passport, I am done. Thank you. Yeah, you can see this is happening today live in Enugu. Today being the 22nd day of August 2019. The angry youth are protesting against the incessant killing of our people by the S-men. You see, just this morning, another person was killed. This is a fresh attack. This woman was killed. He was slaughtered by the Fulani S-men. You can see our people are very angry. They are very angry. They are very angry. My Nogi of Ugo community. I appeal to the Oba Bini, Oba Eware the second, to be the ground number one. Please, we want you to come to our rescue to help us in our community. That the other cattle herdsmen, they are worrying us in our community. They do go to our farm and lift all our decide all our bank in the farm. I cut the yam to the cattle. And they put our cassava and give it to the cattle. They both the farrow, even not only that, they bought some of our people's cemetery. And they equally use gun to shoot our people here. And the women, the nursing women in the forest.
People are engaged in their social relations. There is harmony. There is unity.
Peace. There is loving in Nigeria. This is the weapon I'm talking about. Change of narratives. The video I am playing, if you put it on social media now, they will tell you it violates our privacy. It violates our privacy. Change of narratives. There is peace in Nigeria. Please, all of you, come Donald Trump, come and enjoy the peace. Very peaceful Nigeria. Yoshi. But who is causing this problem? Is it the Fulani? No. Is it the Hausa? No. Is it the Yorubas? No. Is it the saboteurs? No. Who fuels this crisis? Who fuel this evil? Britain is behind all of them, going from country to country to settle people in order to undermine us and make sure our voice is not heard. But we know what you know. We understand the type of weapon you are using for us, and you will never be able to shut us down. But our people must understand the implication behind the situation we have found ourselves, the type of weapon that is being used against us, and we must say no to all of them. Change of narratives. Just listen to the next one.
Okay, these are the men. You can see their faces. These are the men who assaulted Miss Wanika early this morning. As you can see, they're not SARS officers. These are anti-kidnapping squad.
Police, Nigerian police.
Now, this is one of them. When he noticed he was being filmed, he wanted to try to escape. But of course, we see your face, Oga. Don't worry yourself. We will find you.
Of course.
Now, imagine you're at home, your daughter, your wife. Your mother comes home and she tells you that a strange man on the road stopped her and put his hands under her skirt, because that was what he did to Miss Monica. One of them put his hands into her skirt to get her phones. Every day the Nigerian police tells you that officers have no business with somebody's phones, but it's always happening. Nigerian police, what will you do about it? This is another one. These are their faces. This happened on the island this morning.
But of course, Facebook will not allow you to display their face because it will violate their privacy, because all of their hypocrisy will be exposed. Biafrans must understand how they operate. They use the weapon known as change of narratives to undermine our position as a people. But will you allow them? There was a song we sing in those days, in the olden days churches. Not all this 419 Yoruba church everywhere. They will tell you, British mo Biafra mo Biafra Facebook mo Biafra the governor Amoroba mo That is what they do. They change the narratives. They change it. We are DSS, the Nigerians #1 foremost murderers. We don't lie. We kill you life and direct, and we cover up. Of course, we agree with you. That is exactly who you are. The weapon of the game known as change of narratives. But we shall see. Changing this weapon called change of narratives help them to make it look like you are cursed and never to be blessed. Like in the case of the slaves, so also in the case of Biafra. Changing the narratives help them to present facts, matters that makes it look as if you are cursed. You are never blessed. Just the same way it is in the case of Biafra. And I see people, the Europeans came to Africa. They raped, they murdered, they killed. And my African church are there telling you that Africans are suffering because of the sins of their ancestors. And the people who raped us, who murdered us, who is stealing our resources. And you're telling me that God is blessing them for raping us. And then maybe we shall rape them very soon. This is change of narratives. That is why anybody who tell me my ancestors is evil, I'll tell you thunder will fire you. For over 400 years, we are being raped. Blacks are being raped all over the world, murdered, subjugated, robbed in broad daylight. And our churches, who is taking us to heaven, keeps telling us to pray for our central cause. Change of narratives helps them make you feel that you are guilty. And they that are guilty are innocent. Maybe begin to understand it. Yoruba church flood everywhere in Biafra now. Many Biafrans are very stupid that they go and give 10% to Yoruba church. And they are telling you, let us pray for our central cause. Our ancestors are saying, how can the European man rape them? They refuse to talk. I think it's a sin. Our ancestors are saying, oh, how can the European man steal oil? And they don't say anything. I think it's a sin. But the Europeans are not cursed because they rape us and they walk away freely. All the colonial terrorists are not cursed. You see how they change the narratives. May God have mercy upon all of you, because your time is actually up. The earlier you start doing the right thing, the better for you. Lot of things has happened, honestly, to us as a people, Biafrans, and it's still happening. The weapon called the change of narratives is doing what he can do. Understanding the mindset behind the change of narratives will heal our spirit, body, and soul, and do even much more good for us, because the rain will fall and it shall beat many, and nobody can deceive us again. I want you to observe the following, and in the same light compare it with the Biafran ordeal. Now, honestly, so when these weapons are being used against you, you know where they are coming from. Let me tell you something. My boss in those days taught me about it. It should be 2008. The renovation of the Port Harcourt local useless international airport was actually contracted to a company I work for. The tone of that contract should be around 24 million naira at then. But this 24 million naira, when we got to Port Harcourt airport, they told us that they cannot give us the 24 million naira that have been published on the newspaper already. That what they intend to pay for the job is 12 million. Already we have agreed that contract come at the tone of 24 million. We decide to improvise because we have bought properties in Port Harcourt already, and we cannot afford to go back to Lagos where we are coming from. And then we say, let them facilitate mode of payment so that the remaining 12 million can be given to us. And having signed the necessary document, they moved on to the next office to observe protocol. And in that office, they said actually the negotiation continue. That 12 million naira, they want us to understand that the Nigerian Airport Authority has a certain percentage there. In fact, they are going to divide the 12 million naira into two. That the Nigerian Airport Authority, federal and state, have 6 million naira for augmentation of only God know. But the actual money meant for the contract is 6 million naira. We should reconsider if we can still do the job or not. But it has been published. The company belongs to Poland. Poland will not want their name to be blackmailed. But Nigeria is country of association of criminal. We said, let's go ahead. No problem. We are here. We are here. If you know, see, I should do something, you do it. And then we move ahead. Thinking the 6 million will be given to us. Yet they took us to another office. There is an engineer in Port Harcourt Airport that they call him Engineer Odegi. He's from Warri. And so those of you who work in Nigeria Airport, you will know we are not lying. We know all your name. We have all your record. All of you criminal. The day of reckoning is coming for you. Engineer Odegi played the dirty game, One woman from Imo State was in charge of aviation, because they will always use you as a Biafran to do the dirty job, because you do not understand the implication behind the weapon known as the change of narratives. When you see Biafran politicians and security agents undermining the very stance of their people, they don't know they are being used. All of you will be disgraced at the end of the day. And when my boss has access to speak with Engineer Odegi, he was very angry and brutal with him. And they were yapping and yelling at each other. And I was like, how can my boss be talking to this almighty engineer? And he's my leader in the church. Did I say he's my godfather? He's my mentor. I respect him anyway. And I called him and I said, sir, why are you doing that? He said, don't mind all these big men. When they commit crime, the first thing they do is that they change the narrative to make it look as if you are guilty. He said their target is to make sure that you keep defending yourself without having the privilege to talk what they have done to you. He said that is what that man want to do to me. We better not talk at all than for me to be defending myself. I'm pushing it back to him. I said, okay, that is when I know the game of narratives. So when you are coming to play the game of narrative for me, come with all your senses, because you are very stupid. We've been victim of this weapon, but not anymore. So people will know they have made mistake. They will look for a way to justify their stupidity. And so instead of you to say, Oga, you are wrong now, you keep defending yourself all your life. Biafra has been trying to make the world hear their own side of the story, but it's a lie. They will keep telling you, no, you are Biafra, you are supposed to be slave, you are Biafra, your oil is supposed to be stolen, you are Biafra, you are supposed to die in prison, you are Biafra, you are supposed to be a fugitive around the globe. But you don't know, that is what they want you to believe. Change of narratives. Those that know that they know and they know. Let us continue. Let us compare the issue of Biafra with some of these following issues. The first civilization in the world is Egypt. It is like slaves actually built the first civilization. Just the same way you talk about the greatness of one Nigeria, it can only come from the sacrifice of Biafra. We normally hear the first civilized world is Egypt, and Egypt was built by slaves. But do you want to change the narratives? The same way, Nigeria is great, Nigeria is great. I tell you, if Nigeria was ever great, Biafrans built it. That is why we are criminal, as they say. We are murderers, we are evil, we are everything, we agree, but they still cannot do without us. Honestly, when I see Igbo man who is very stupid and hopeless, I know they are not Igbo people. Their blood is contaminated. You should expect that from them. Because with what we have suffered in Nigeria, no Igbo man should even pronounce Nigeria. You call it zoo, call Nigeria. You mess Igbo man, you shit Igbo man, you do this Igbo man. Let Igbo man go now. Igbo man is 419. I agree. Igbo man is Sam Robber. I agree. But let Igbo man go now. They will not agree. The same way they are in America there. I will get there anyway. Because they change the narratives. Don't you understand? That is what it means to change the narratives. But we must continue. The slaves, I must tell you, built America. The same way they change the narratives. Biafrans built Nigeria and they change the narratives. Yes, I know there are masters, terrorists in charge. All the invention you enjoy today, including this Facebook, these are the handwork of Biafrans. Black people, let's use that word. But the narrative have been changed. Now imagine, you came here, you kidnapped them, you adopted them like Boko Haram, put them in a ship, you took them to America. When they get to America, some of them prefer to die than to live under that humiliation. Almost 400 years is still ongoing. And early morning before you come to harvest them and reposition them how you want them to be. A wonderful, beautiful Biafran woman. The Aba woman riot is not the first time they make us understand that our women are God. Our women are God. Our women are wonderful, I must tell you. What did they do? They said we'd rather die than to be slaves here. They all tied their wrapper one to another and they march into the ocean. But do you know the narrative is so changed that most of you going to heaven in America, you sing that song of mourning your ancestors without knowing. The song say water brought us here and water will carry us home. They drown themselves. They call it Igbo landing. Igbo landing. Why did they not say it's Yoruba landing? Why did they not say it's Hausa landing or South African landing? Why did they call it Igbo landing? It's not enough for our suffering. And then they give you the Statue of Liberty. Why did they not call it American landing? What does it represent? The narrative has changed. And they say, no, it's okay. They decide to carry some of them back home. They drop them in Jamaica. There are so many communities in Jamaica that are Ruchuku people. Let us go by that. When they notice that they can't make it, they drop many of them in Jamaica. And so where you are saying Ayana, Rastaman, men, Ayana, the earlier you people begin to look for where you're coming from, the better for all of you. And many more we abandoned in Liberia. But would they ever know the truth? The narrative have changed. And then Igbo people are scattered all over the world. Fulani is telling you, oh, we are more in number, we are populated, we are in the area. But the Lord said that he will scatter us from the ends of the earth. But in a single day, he will return us home. And then, with a population that number the sand of the seashore, we shall return home. We don't know how he's going to do that. We do not know the country that will play the role to bring us back home. But we are coming home. Make no mistake about it. But of course, the narratives have been changed. Today, black slaves, Igbo slaves built America. You never hear about it. Because the narratives have been changed. How did they invent technology? How did dry cleaner come about? How did other technology come? Like the Egyptian tax master, they will tell you, you must harvest 20 bags of cotton in 1 hour. And then these people begin to invent method of harvesting 1,000 bags of cotton in 1 hour. And then one Igbo man will go and register it. Hey, Harrison Ford, Nicholas Tesla, and other criminals. Have you watched beneath the ground those who made this invention? Until sometimes you begin to wonder, why are they afraid of you? 3 black or 4 black now gather in one place in America. You will see more passion released against them in the area because the narrative have changed. You go to a school where you have 1 million whites and 50 black. The day they see the 50 black coming together, it threatens them. What are they afraid of? There are Boko Haram having meeting and Al Jazeera is playing it. Voice of America is playing it. BBC, CNN are playing it. To play IPOB peaceful gathering meeting, they are afraid of it. Because they know the day you come together, game over. Game over. You see Al Jazeera, you see these are Boko Haram, these are ISIS, they are having meeting. Actually, I won't talk to Donald Trump, at least for the first time. Is it Akubani? Dog chase him out. And then we're still looking into what conspired behind the scene. But the narratives must change. So who built America? You will hear Yibo name. Those black slaves who built those things, they are not dead. They are recanted. They are still there with you. Do the right thing before it's too late. Those people Nigeria and Britain has murdered just to keep Nigerians sailing, they are not dead. They are still here among us. In fact, we are their recanted spirit. Is that too difficult for you to understand? Of course, I understand. Where your pioneer ground is drowned with chlorides of different disability chemicals. I don't blame you. Hope you understand how they changed the narratives. The slave built American and Europe, I must tell you, they are constantly under attack. Look at all the black people from America, whoever made it. It's only Obama that has not been blackmailed. Of course, his own blackmail is coming. He better die on time. And you begin to wonder, why will Michael Jackson rape a woman? Whereas a Igbo woman looking at Michael Jackson, and stupid as he bleached himself, they remove their shirt and get naked. In those 80s, we used to watch Michael Jackson. You see a Igbo woman shouting, hey, Michael. Let me tell you the truth. I went to somewhere in Lagos. Honestly, brother, if he offend you, let me not go there anyway. But I had access to a Igbo woman. I don't know where she come from. I was in that occasion to address the people. And when they called me out, believe me, I am very black, like charcoal. And I was putting on a white shirt. Of course, ebony black, you should understand. And when I moved into the hall, this Oyibo woman cannot bear it. It's like she came to me and grabbed me. It was like she was melting already. And I was like, my God, what is this? He was holding my hand all over. I said, there will be trouble here if my wife is there. And I was like, and somebody came and moved us to a corner. And the person just kept us quiet while we were in the corner. The woman touched all my hand, touched my shoulder. This is harassment. But I was trying to find out what is going on. Being harassed by Oyibo inside Nigeria. I wonder what they do to those of you in Oyibo land. But of course, they come out openly and call you chimpanzee and monkey. They don't tell you how many of our ancestors they rape. And when the woman finished touching me, the Oyibo woman finished touching me as much as she wants. And they excuse her from my position. And I asked the brother, what is going on? You say these people, they can't, if they see pure black man, they can't resist it. But they are the one giving you top jail and Otoromasin and Onobomasin to bleach out your God-given black skin. Mad people. I was like, God. I didn't know because I was a poor man. If I know that was what she wanted, maybe I would have been in America now. Or where did she come from, Seth? Yara. And then they use me and dump me. I thought black is chimpanzee and monkey. Why is my skin fascinating them? Change of narratives. Look at all of you. You put on a dead ONYIBE wig. They don't know your hair as a black woman defied gravity. But the narrative has changed. Indonesian wig, Indian wig, ONYIBE wig, Indiara wig. You are putting all of them. When we tell you you are mad, you think you are normal. Your hair as a black woman defied the gravity. Other people's hair grow and fall. Your hair grow and stand, defying the force of gravity. Other people's hair can never make a Nazarian. But your hair, if you don't comb it in 3 days, you become a Nazarian. Change of narratives. Look at how beautiful your color is. The darkness that marks amongst the light. You think Bob Marley was stupid when he said that? I am the darkness that marks amongst the light. We are the darkness that consumes the light. But you don't know. You are bleaching. You want to look good. Boburiski. Ndiara. But of course, it's in Yoruba. We give it to the lunatics. Almost all the technology. But the narratives will change. Because of guilt. Our people are constantly being threatened. And so anywhere in the world, we are subjected to inhuman degrading treatment, even right here in our land. The blacks who built civilization of the world were never allowed to have their businesses in the same way the France built business. The Chinese built their own business, their economics. We, the Biafran people, built the economic of Nigeria, but we will never allow to have our own business. If you doubt me, Inosemoto will be a testimony. If you doubt me, Opila Cement is a testament to this truth. If you doubt me, tell me about all the company pioneered by Biafrans in Biafra land. If you doubt me, you must have Hausa Fulani Alamajiri as your managing director. It must be located in Yoruba land and Hausa land. But you are not seeing it because the narrative has changed. They are busy fighting peaceful IPOB here in our own land, and they are not fighting Boko Haram because the narratives has to change. But it's a weapon, ancient weapon, used by the first pioneers of terrorism in the global community. All this is sign of human, shows you the wickedness of human heart throughout the global community. Everything you suffer as a black man, time in, time out, is what we are suffering in Nigeria as Biafrans. But I tell you, if we are allowed to be who we are, there will be no Nigeria. But they keep undermining your position. They lynch us with the media. They have access to blackmail us, but we do not have access to defend ourselves. Stopping Radio Biafra, believe me, it's not easy for them. Killing black people is not easy for them. Because the narrative have been changed. Every day they are poisoning black children in the name of vaccination. Bill Gates is championing that with Dangote. The larger global community, Bill Gates is responsible. And in the African continent, Dangote is responsible. Many countries in Africa cannot talk. Who gave Dangote money? The same money they stole from Biafra land. Calculated attempts is meant to reduce black population, and they are still working on it. But do you know the beautiful thing there? Once a black man touch a black woman, they carry belly. But these people, posterity will judge them. They can't even have children. So they are now inventing how computer will give birth to children for them. That is to tell you that there is a God that sits in heaven and he presides over the affair of man. They are threatened. They kidnap your children, run tests on them, because it looks like it's survival of the fittest. And anybody who is not seeing what is coming should get ready. And then they say, it's hate speech, don't say it. But it's your hate action. It's what we are talking about. If we lie against you, you tell us the court where we meet you. You will live there in disgrace. But of course, you say, don't mind them. Let us move ahead. Because you have zoo called Nigeria, where you gather some black lunatic to defend your stupidity, your inhuman degrading treatment, your heinous crime are covered there, your evil and atrocity. You seal our mouth from saying it. You understand? The more you try to reduce the population of the black, the more they will increase in number. Because the more the Egyptians try to murder the Israelites from having more children, the more they give birth to men. The more Nigerians try to kill us, the more our number will skyrocket. Do you know how many children were slaughtered? They thought the generation that survived Kwashoko will not be there, not to talk of our generation. But of course, our people are still waking up. It's a gradual process. Because they change the narratives. But the more you think you are undermining us as a people, the more you are undermining yourself. black woman can work from morning till night. At the end of the day, she's the only one that have the womb of a mutation. You can punish black woman and run every kind of drug, poison in her system. With those poison, she will give birth to that child. Is it God not amazing? I mean, the creator, is he not amazing? The same way, somebody will say, no matter what you do to Biafrans, they will never set you. No matter what you do to Biafra, they will never set you. Or should I say, no matter what you do to Igbo man, he will never set you. Don't you understand it? Of course, we understand the potential of the weapon of called the change of narratives. But I hope our people will be able to comprehend this truth. And so when you are asking this issue of Biafra, we are the talking, because you don't understand the weapon. For us to still be talking, you should know that the Creator is with us. You think it's easy to be talking like this, and all of them are quiet? Make use of it while you have the time. The method of change of narratives has been replicated. Some black who are still colonial slaves are now the ones who is deploying this weapon. They have modified this weapon called the change of narratives. Today they put the imposter from Sudan to be your president. And then you see countries like India, another reputable country that you are supposed to have respect with. We see this imposter and still pretend change of narratives. Yes, His Excellency, the president of Nigeria, Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari. But it's not Buhari, you know that. But of course, changing narratives. This mode of changing of narratives makes you fight against those who want to free you. Today, IPOB is here to save you. But because of the weapon known as change of narrative, they are fighting us. Fulani don't know we are fighting to save them. Yoruba don't know we are fighting to save them. Hausa don't know IPOB is fighting to save them. Sabotua don't know IPOB is fighting to save them, including Boko Haram. Because all of you, the weapon to destroy you is already concluded. Boko Haram is jumping up and now raping our women. But in their heart of heart, every of your atrocity is documented already. You are like Biafra politician, stealing money and undermining the position of your people in Abuja. When they are done with you, all they need is to indict you. Britain will be there to sentence you like Ibuli and Alam is here. Be fooling yourself. But of course, the weapon have been modified to enable black monkey like Nigerian politicians to use it. So Nigerians spend billions going across the world to bribe everybody, bribe people, to undermine our position as a people. We are not killing anybody yet. Maybe we shall. We are not stealing that which belongs to anybody. Maybe we shall. We've not had the mindset to undermine any nation's sovereignty. But somewhere along the line, maybe we shall. But we are the one all of you are interested. Shut them up. Stop them up. But you can't. It's too late for all of you. And then when they are done with us, they will wake up one day and they will tell you that yes, we have been following up record and events, and we have discovered that Nigerian Boko Haram are evil. That will be your end. You wake up again, they tell you yes, as you can see, all the governors are evil, and we have to kill all the black people. And then the black ignorant people will clap them, oh, kill them, kill them, kill them. Because the weapon is being modified to suit every game they want to play against us. But let's not go further more than that. For those of you who are very intelligent, your Yoruba pastor or Sabutua pastor or Boko Haram pastor say you are a Christian, don't join IPOB. Tell them George ONYIBE is a reverend, ordained, properly indoctrinated. I served a ministry for 10 years and 10 months. They had nothing against me. You go back and tell them we are who we are, for we had no intention of changing. They change the narrative for you because all they want from you is 10% of your income, your hard-earned income. But almost all the Yoruba in diaspora are 419. Duping you. You are the one that work hard, but yet they are the one taking you to heaven. 80% of Yoruba people are Muslim, but they are the one taking 100% of Biafran people to heaven. They are because change of narratives. If IPOB and join. Oh, IPOB is a proscribed organization, and then there are a lot of hopeless Biafrans in different locations. Most especially Igbo extraction, very hopeless one. Joining Nigeria to fight IPOB. Hey, you know IPOB say Boko Haram. But what did you say about Boko Haram? Because you allow yourself to be used by the weapon of change of narratives. But it will dawn on all of you, not very long. Honestly, why are we going to pretend that we are not going to retaliate? Why are we going to pretend as if we are all men of God? Why are we going to pretend as if it is a cause that we must receive this attack on us as a people? No, it will not always be like this. Make no mistake about it. But at this moment, don't let them deceive you. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them misuse you. When they use that weapon against you, try to figure out where they are coming from, so you'll be able to know where they are going to. Bob Marley never wanted anything that is wealth he can see. What he wanted is wet that he cannot see. Biafrans outgrow these people, outgrow their weapon, outgrow that their weapon of change of narratives. Don't forget, we will be free one day. And like I said, we have asked for one thing: freedom, redemption, redemption, redemption of the Biafran nation, redemption, redemption, redemption. I'll be back in a minute.
Yes, they rabbi sold into the merchant ships. Minutes of a day to guide from the bottomless pit. But my aim was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help the sin? This sounds of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption, son. Redemption, son. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Now back to ourselves can free our mind. I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. Allah shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you dare to say these songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption song, redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Whoa, I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop off the time. Allah shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look. Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help us say Jesus of freedom, that's all I ever had.
Yes, the song of freedom is all we ever had. This is all that we have. Only those who are evil, only those who are feeding from our misery, only those who destruction of Nigeria will send to oblivion, only those who are stealing oil, gold, silver, God-given resources will hate us. They feel bad about what you are doing. Instead of them to see, but these people have cried so far. They will tell you that we have not even cried. Until we share blood, they have not seen us crying. Because they know how to use the weapon known as change of narratives. Of course, at this moment, our lines are open. You are Biafran anywhere in the world. You have not joined IPOB because you are being spiritually attacked, politically attacked, and stupidly attacked, and you are shaking. Let them bring it on. You embrace death itself and death will run. My father told me, son, one day in life, the world will turn its back on you. My son, you turn your back on the world. And when I see people turning their back on me, I pity you. Because I don't turn my back for you before you turn your back on me. When I say we come here, come learn walk. You may have been dealing with stupid people, but you've never seen people who do not talk before. Who would have believed that there is somebody like MAZI here in this Nigeria, not to talk of in Africa? Who would have believed there are people who will stand to defend righteousness like Uchemefo? If not now. So when you are playing that your game, package yourself in Jara. Just look at IPOB and join. Maybe at the end of the day, your family will be savaged. Of course, our WhatsApp line, send your data there. Your name, your location, and your phone number. And IPOB must remain peaceful across the globe until we say otherwise. Because if the only option they give to us is to fight for our Biafra, and then let me leave that for another day. And that WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line. And the special number for the female is 081-288 58614. Special number for the female 081 288 58614. Call on WhatsApp. Are you still there? Call on WhatsApp.
Yes, I am here, my rep.
My brother from Malaysia.
I'm here, my rep. Good afternoon from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. My name is Ezekwem Uchechi. I'm from ONYIBE province, Biafra land. And by the special grace of Chukwukabiam, I'm one of the principal servants right here, working assiduously to make sure we restore our fatherland, which have been stolen from the British evil contraption called Nigeria. My rep is only the Guinness Book of Records shall record your name when Biafra shall be finally restored, which Biafra have already been restored in the spirit. My rep is every morning, every night will be shouting, even though we have not been privileged to have opportunity to make a call, but our ear is always there to know when the final whistle shall be blown, and we will take the right action, what we're supposed to do. My rep, you have been giving us all the whole thing that will make us to wake up from our slumber, for us to rise up and defend our land, for us to know the importance, the reason why we should fight for our right. But what baffles me is some of our people are still sleeping. Some of our people think that we are joking. Some of our people think that Nigeria will still remain as it was, or still remain as it is in the next few years to come. But never, it shall never be like that. My rep, actually, even what you are saying about that country is something beyond human reasonable condemnation. Because all what these people are doing, everything is just to cajole us, is what I cannot even understand, is what I cannot comprehend. See, just like the little video you just play right now, why is it that every time I keep asking myself this question, why is it that every time the zoo want to launder the image of Biafra or the image of
that is the ancient weapon, that is the ancient weapon known as change of narratives. Go ahead, please.
Look at the how that moron was just speaking, the way we project the Nigeria is not as good as bad as people think about it. What the hell this man is talking about? What the hell was he talking about? He's trying to pretend or to say that things are going well in Nigeria, where Fulani herdsmen are killing everywhere. Just as you can see, for the past few weeks now, let me just put it few weeks, they are indirectly just to reduce the little bit of their killing through Fulani herdsmen. But they are working in other agenda to project. Maybe they are working on that thing to project for Tom or how many life-serving president they are doing, which we will not know. Another drama they will use to come out. Now they use a Biafran to talk that kind of nonsense. Now you play some of the videos. Facebook cannot allow us to post that video, as you say. Anything that will touch them, they will not allow us to post that video, because those videos you play, if you put it on Facebook and people share it for the world to see what Biafrans are going through, believe you me, my rep, believe you me, the whole world will rise up and know actually there's something going on. That's why I like Mohammed. They are fighting social media. They say, even rep, those that will call our elected elite or our elected representative, they are all morons, they are all fools. They are all fools. Look at the kind of beat they are passing in the Senate last week or few days ago. They said they are going to fight them for social media. You fighting for people, you use CNN, you use Al Jazeera, you use all the whole international medium to blackmail so that people will not see what is happening in that contraction called Nigeria. Now you are going to on social media so that people will not open your nyash for the world to see. It shall never be well with them. It shall never be well with them. I'm just watching on something. Can my rep, this is just happened recently. Can you imagine? There's a fracas going on in Bolivia, Northern or Southern America. Do you know the president recently, the president of Bolivia just resigned, just ordinary protests. Just resign. These are the people that value the life of a human being. These are the people that the interest of the masses, the citizenry, is much more concerned to their political career. Also, Carlos said that he nearly lost his political career defending the Ipob. Can you imagine? What was the purpose of you to make the public servant? You went there to represent who? So that is what was important for him. You shall never be well with all these people. My rep, thank you so much. The record book of record shall reckon you, our leader and our deputy. All of you people, God shall be with you people. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Good morning from here. Caller on the line.
I am Mr. Something.
Go ahead, please.
I'm calling from my point state, please. I am pleading for you. We don't hear from you people again. Our lady is not talking, and we don't even know the topic of the day again anymore.
I understand. The leadership is aware of it, and I believe they are doing something about it.
We just be like we are blind in a point. We don't even hear anything again from you people. Can you people help us?
As I said, the leadership and those in charge are listening to it, and I hope they will do something. People are changing narratives. That's the challenges we are getting. But we have to suffer for our ignorance and allowing that weapon to get to us. The people who manage it, they are listening. They are looking at IPOB that is drinking palm wine and eating good during inauguration and letting the real thing slip through their finger. Like I said, the leaders, don't worry. Don't worry, the people are sending message to, they have heard, and they will do something there. I understand. Ebonyi is under attack. Ebonyi land is being taken every day. And the people using the weapon of narratives don't report about the attack in Ebonyi. They just pick small one and report. What they are busy reporting is they are killing good during inauguration. They are drinking wine. They are doing merry. That is what they report. But we are being killed every day. They don't see that to report in the ARA. Just don't worry. Those in charge have heard, and I believe they are going to respond to it. Fulani blood everywhere. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead,
yeah. MAZI, thank you very much. My name is Chukwukwelo, calling you from Kampala, Uganda, capital. MAZI, I thank you for the topic you came up with this morning. I'm so happy. And I didn't want to deliberate on it because you have said it all. I just want to shift something to our brethren, Biafrans, IPOB mostly, and those who are still, acting of opportunity. Because you have said it all. You always put it in a way that even the layman will understand what you are saying. Because you're on the ground. You're on the ground. You are seeing what is going on. I thank you very much. MAZI, are you aware that this broadcast, that Radio Biafra, every of our broadcasting, and mostly you, our deputy and our leader, and some of the other people in the other platforms, that these people listen to you. MAZI, I'm telling you, they wake up very early in the morning. Even those who are
they don't just listen to me. They call me self. They even call me.
They listen to you. Let me tell you, MAZI. Do you know Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida also in his bed reading? The same thing with
she raped my
all
sister.
of them.
Babangida raped my sister. And forced one of them to be the wife.
He's are listening. I'm telling you.
Let him come to open public and address us now. That is how posterity will.
They are listening. No, they are listening to you. Even the idiot, the one that we are claiming that he's an Igbo man, that he worked with security, whatever, that things are really going well with him and his family in Nigeria.
DSS has killed more of his people than they that were killed during the war. And he's opening, his mouth is even smelling in my nose, even though I was listening to it through phone. I was perceiving the order from his stinking mouth. Mad people.
My brother, they are listening to you. Let me tell you what is going on. And I wish these people could know, censor what is about to hit them and what has come at them. I wish they knew that this generation of Biafra, that we are direct descendant from above. They don't know. I wish. I do pray. It's part of my prayer points that these people should be able to know very on time, because what will hit them? These people, what will hit them? Only heaven knows. My brother, I just called not to deliberate on the issue that you put out there, because the narrative has changed. This has changed a lot, and that's why our people still behave like animals. Yesterday, I was listening to you when you were addressing this brethren that called at the end. He came up with a good suggestion, but he keeps saying talking. I got pissed off when I hear our people say that we are talking too much. They don't really know what we are doing.
The brother looked like a gentleman to me. That is why I didn't call him idiot.
I get you. I understand.
He was saying it deliberately to undermine our work. By now, he would have been looking like idiot from his location. Because yesterday, anointing was given to idiots to operate in idiotic mindset. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Okay, take care. My brother, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Take care.
Our God is faithful. Our God is faithful.
Announcement. There will be a 7-day Thanksgiving program to Chukwuoki Kabiama, the IPOB Biafrans and lovers of Biafra worldwide from the 14th day of November 2019 and to the 21st day of November 2019. Then, all that Biafrans will praise the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to Biafrans. Psalm 107, 15 to 16. On Thursday, being the 14th of November 2019, the African continent will praise and worship Chukwuoki Kabiama using Psalm 136. On Friday as well, European continent will follow suit. And of course, they will be using Psalm 124 and Psalm 148. On Saturday, being the 16th of November 2019, Middle East continent will be using Psalm 135. On Sunday, 17th of November 2019, the Asian continent will be using Psalm 47 and Psalm 48. On Monday, being the 18th of November 2019, North American continent will be using Psalm 8 and Psalm 65. On Tuesday, being the 19th of November 2019, South American continent will be using Psalm 118. On Wednesday, being the 20th of November 2019, Australian will join suit. I'm talking about Australian continent. They will be using Psalm 107. On Thursday, that will be the General Thanksgiving Day. Thursday is the 21st day of November 2019. We all will be reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 15, 1 to 19, and the book of Psalm 150. On a date assigned to any continent, Biafrans, as many as possible, residing in that particular continent, will go on air on any suitable Radio Biafra platform, read few verses from scriptures assigned to the continent, and pray prayers of thanksgiving to our God, Chukwuoki Kabiama. Important notes. Note that requests of any kind or binding, losing will be made. None of such will be made on that day. Only praises to Elohim Adonai El Shaddai. We will worship him. We will give him thanksgiving. We will show our gratitude, our appreciation as required. One can fast if he or she is led to do so. IPOB is 7 years. This year, our God Chukwuoki Kabiama, he deserves all our praise and worship for bringing us thus far and for song declaration of Biafra nation independent. All glory to him forever. He said, this message is prepared by Evangelist Osaku Woke, signed by MAZI Oscar Okeke, head of IPOB Religious Affairs Committee. Shalom, Biafras.
Yes, I hope you take note of those deeds. They come against us with nuclear weapon. They come against us with AK-47. They come against us with the weapon of change of narratives. They come against us with gossip, instigation. They come against us with conspiracy. They come against us with every available weapon known to them. But we come in the name of our God. We are here in the name of our God, Chukwuoki Kabiama. And we have no regret about that. Are you there, call on WhatsApp? Call on WhatsApp, are you there? Of course, that should be network issue because, of course, coming from the so-called Nigeria, you should expect the unexpected. The so-called Nigeria is really, really horrible. But we will outlive them because we were here before they came. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Biafrans. My name is Obi Mane Chibike. I'm calling from the state of Israel. Mazi, thank you very much. The change of narrative, Mazi, the people that is doing this change of narrative, I blame it solely on the Yoruba media. Mazi, Yoruba media have dealt with us, and I will keep on saying it every day. I call Radio Biafra to make our people wake up to the reality. Our leader has taught us how to read Nigerian newspapers and how to listen to their radio. We don't need to read it and go up everything we read there, hook, line, and sinker. Do you know that the Vanguard reported what happened between our people, the IPOB in Ebonyi State? But what they wrote there was totally a change of narrative. Then somebody called me from Biafra land, and he was telling me he was rejoicing. I said, what is that? He said, do you know that IPOB has acquired missile? I said, when? How? He said, he read it in the newspaper. I said, what do you read? He said that they reported in the news.
Of course, the person is saying the truth. We have acquired missile, missile, and the person going to launch that missile is Evangelist Nwako, if I'm not mistaken. They are going to pray to God from all over the world in their own language. Is that not a missile?
Exactly.
Go ahead, please.
MAZI, so he said that he read it in the news that IPOB and the police clashed, that the IPOB used missile to attack the police. I then go through the news. I then call him back. I said, do you know the meaning of missile? He said, yes. Now he said, I said, no, missile is anything you can pick and throw. Missile is just, even if you pick a stone and throw, it's a missile. If you shoot a bullet, it's a missile. But these people, they change the narrative, they write missile for you so that the people that do not understand, you say IPOB is carrying missile. Yes, this is how they're changing the narrative. Look at the one that called himself Afunanya. Look at what he's saying. But the Fulani herdsmen are in his village killing his own people. But we understand what he's saying. We understand everything. 5 years ago or 10 years ago, did he come out to defend all these things? Something is happening. That's why they are running helter-skelter, trying to patch whatever they can patch. The world know about it. We know what they're doing. The word is coming out from their own mouth. The spirit of Biafra is bringing the word out of their mouth. Look at what Obiano said with his own mouth. That when you kill a Biafra, you pay 500,000. It's constant.
And that we should not forget that Boko Haram are leading Anambra State government house.
Yes. So let them keep on changing the narrative. We are picking the stones that are throwing at us. We will use it to give Biafra. That is what I want to say this morning. Man, thank you very much. May God bless the Biafrans.
Thank you much. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you, my brother.
I have a word for you. I understand you were bound. No, don't come yet. I have a word for you. The only man who did got for Nigeria.
I believe now whether you are a witch or the spirit of Chukwuka is dwelling in you. This was 4 days ago when you nominated me.
We are watching them.
Yes, 4 days ago when you nominated me for this award, that early morning. From that day, I started calling you to thank you, but the line has not entered. Now today, with this year new topic, changing the narrative, and my line just entered. This story of giving awards to me started or happened early last month, when that radio station in the zoo allowed that bastard, that lunatic who calls himself JAJ, he was rejoicing that the federal government was right in still detaining Showore after the court have released him. That was early last month. I couldn't bear it. I picked up my phone and called back the radio station. Say, this man that is saying this thing has no brains at all. He's a lunatic. Then the presenter got annoyed and said he has banned me for 1 week from calling that radio. I said, fine. And I banned myself for 1 month. At that very day, it was 1 month, was the day that pastor called that radio station. And after saying finish, the same presenter said it reminded him of something. There is a man from about the band, and which was me. You see how that God just made it. The very day it became 1 month, I banned myself. That was the day you nominated me for that award. And I have been trying to reach you. It is a similar thing that this clip you played this morning about this Dr. Afunanya or whatever he called himself. Look at what he's saying.
It's Dr. Akpamunama. Dr. Akpamunama. That is his name, not Afunanya. Dr. Akpamunama.
Exactly the same thing that made this radio to ban me. Now, what adjective will I use for this Dr. Afunanya? Will I say he has no brain or he has no head at all? Or he has no sense?
Dr. Afunanya Unushi.
I'm telling you. Can you see his narrative? That's what people are saying is not true. When in his village, how the Fulani men are raping women right in his village. I believe even the Fulani men have bought down his father's house by today, and he's at Abuja speaking grammar. How will I qualify such a man? How will I qualify him? Just only they are a witch or the spirit of Chukwuka is completely dwelling in you. Because the teachings you do give us, I don't know. I can only compare you with our leader. Because whatever you say with this amount is spiritual. Okay, the other day you played the old spiritual music from Atampa. That was the music they used in initiating me into a Concord society. 1964. That very day I tried to call to thank you for playing that music from Atampa. And you see, I don't know how to thank you, Martin George Onyibe. I still remain your senior brother, Martin Dukogoro. I'm waiting for my award. And the motto you will give me for it.
Of course, I will contact you. You need it, honestly. The holy man that called Nigerian radio, tell them the truth that they suspend you. Is it easy? Is it easy
the same radio beg me to
come back again and be telling them the truth? That is to tell you some of them want to hear the truth. Even though they lie, they want to be hearing the truth, and we shall be telling them the truth. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you.
Yes, the very man. Yes, are you there, caller on the line? Go ahead, please.
Strike. A whole student that is not asking that means it's
I understand.
Love you this morning. Chukwu Okike Abiama's name be praised on behalf of Biafrans all over the world. My heart is full of joy. I don't even know how to express it, but I strongly believe. With the feelings inside my heart this morning, we have come to the end of the program. Behold, he that has an ear, let him hear what the spirit of Chukwu Okike Abiama is speaking in the land of Biafra. Behold, he that has the mind that can reason the words of Chukwu Okike Abiama should hear the words that has proceeded out of the prophets this morning. I have not much more to say this morning, but only to glorify the Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thanksgiving. Biafra one. Can I do face our Thanksgiving? And behold, Chukwu Okike, he who knows, he who creates, he who has the heart, he who has built us, he who has called us by this hour, and say this our generation is the generation he's going to use to fulfill his work. May his name alone be praised. My name is Agumani. From Umahia, Umajanezum Wapara. May the name of the Lord be praised this morning.
You see. Thank you very much. Biafrans across the globe must understand. You should understand how they operate. And maybe you will be able to understand the dispensation where we are in. We're not here to undermine anybody. Believe me, we're really not happy with what we're doing. But if we're willing to sacrifice our life to ensure we are freed from this misery, these terrorists themselves, this zoo called Nigeria, Satan abode, and then we have to do whatever necessary to ensure Nigeria will be obliterated from the face of the planet Earth. Because when you talk about evil on the earth, it's Nigeria. The hellfire you talk about is Nigeria. Nothing good come out of Nigeria. The ability to manipulate words and lie is unbelievable. We just want a nation where our people across the globe will return home. Those who have been kidnapped into slavery should return home. The dispensation of invasion, the dispensation of exploitation, the dispensation of colonialism, the dispensation of emasculation, the dispensation of deceit. All our brothers, we want you back home, and we need a home that we can call our home in the end of it all. I appreciate those of you who were able to call in. Sincere apology to those that cannot pick your call. Every inquiry, you can send them to our WhatsApp number. As I sign off from here, I say, remain focused, Biafrans, remain blessed. For in the end, all must heal Biafra. Goodbye from here.
This is my song for freedom.
He tastes the beat.
They call me Chris Joki. Even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, for still God that is always with me. He's always with me. The sun will rise. My brothers will be coming home. Yeah, we made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and the time is too late. To join me, let us get it on now. Through happiness, we all rejoice. Cause we are the children of God. I am talking about a holy land, yeah, where God will always reign, and the sun will shine again. So we the people rejoice, yeah, where no one will tell me, yeah, that my song is suicidal, that I will lose my life for singing songs, where there is freedom of speech. Mr. Mefo will remind us that we are children of the Most High God. in Jerusalem with me again. Cause we are the children of God, and the sun will rise. My brothers will be coming home. We made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and no time is too late. So join me, let us get it now. To happiness we all rejoice. Yes, we are the children of God. We are praying for the moment, when heaven will come for us, and the world will talk about us, so no one else have to die. All this nation will respect us, understand we just wanna go back home. No amount of contest of the show, cause we all got possessed, and the spirit is in me. My director will return home, show us love we used to do before. Beautiful faces I will see again, we need you, we miss you, and we wait on you. And the sun will rise, my brothers will be coming home. We made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and the time is too late. So join me, let us get it now. Our happiness we all rejoice. Yes, we are the children of God. Ezi onye nwe na Chineke na-ekwu ibe Adonai Elohim Chineke na nke igwe ka akpali were oye to believe that. Ya medụkwa ihe n'obi na adịbọ mụ Holy Nambekano is another savior. Holy Nambekano is another savior. Kucha mamugawa Biafra gadigide dorongwe biyebio. Kucha amugawa Biafra gadigide the sun will rise. My brothers will be coming home. We made it through the storm too long. We came our Lord to redeem our life, and there's time is too late. So join me again, happiness we all rejoice. We are the children of God. The sun will rise. My sisters will be coming home. Made it through the sun to come. Gave our blood to redeem our land.
Titi about Titi is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. MAZI Uchuka from Efo is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Of course, he is standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, MAZI Uchuka, the prince of Afari Ibeku, heir to the throne of Ibeku kingdom, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people. For almost 60 years now, nobody has done that. He is the director of Radio Biafra as well as Biafran television. Biafrans across the globe must not forget that we are still mourning the Biafran mother, the mother of our leader MAZI Uchuka. Even up to this moment, we are in the mood of mourning. But having said that, we need to move ahead. I remain George ONYIBE. I am from Abo in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. There is no way we can proceed without acknowledging the creator Chukwukika Abiama, the one who is worthy of our praise, the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow, the one who continues to defend the people of Biafra, the one who has said he will not back down on us, neither will he leave us at the mercy of our enemy, because believe me, a lot of you are not happy because of Radio Biafra. But I think it is better you begin to reevaluate your stand, because in the end, we have not asked for Europe, we've not asked for any piece of land in America, in Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Arabia. We're simply not even taking that which belongs to other Africans. It's just one plot of land, the land of Biafra. Nothing more, nothing less. Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe, Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe, agbanwe Ibuchukwu obinigwe, Ibuchime, Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe. Ibuchukunye na-agwọ mọrịa m analego. Ibuchukunye na-echi ikpe ziri ezi. Nwanne otu onye o. Ibuchukwu anya n'eluwa m. Ibuchi ime. Ibuchukwu ebuge mmadụ. Anyị na-aja gị mma o. Maka n'eziokwu na-emara mma o. Ịhụnanya na gị. Obiọma gị. Ujuru anya dadi o. Inwe gị mgbanwe o. Ọ dị onye dịka gị. Ebu Alpha na Omega. Anyị niile na-asị naanị dị mma o. Without wasting much of our time, we shall be going to our topic this evening, and it's simply titled 5 Reasons the World is Mute About the Issue of Biafra. 5 reasons why the world is mute about the issue of Biafra. The world is mute. The world is not saying anything about the issue of Biafra, but they shall. We can assure you that. It's just a matter of time. Because there were times nobody will talk about Biafra. Yoruba bound every fraudulent Gota media in Nigeria zoo, making sure nobody talks about Biafra. Today now, they are talking, but not the way we want. They will say the leader of the supposedly proscribed Otorotoro. They are on their own. BBC may be pretending now. They are on their own. CNN, Al Jazeera, they may be pretending now. They are on their own. Of course, they will start by saying bad about us. But in the end, all must hail Biafra. Believe me, we are not bluffing. We know what bonds the Nigeria together. As far as Britain can steal oil on notice, then other countries can come from backyard and steal oil. Is okay. It's okay. You don't need to talk about it. And so maybe they will start by talking bad about us. But in the end, you will talk about Biafra. They are mute at this moment, I must tell you. Having considered the broadcast of our deputy leader, MAZI from F4, the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, of course, I'm talking about the 9th day of the month of November 2019, he asked a rhetorical question. And of course, rhetorical question simply means he asked a question he has spent his audience to answer. He asked that rhetorical question, and so I want to answer. You are entitled to your opinion. Having said this, I begin to see reason why this issue must be considered, which is simply, why is the world mute about the issue of Biafra? Of course, you are expected to answer this very question when our lines are open. First of all, could it be that those who would have defended the Biafrans are weak? Honestly, if the world is mute, does it mean that many of the people, the populace of the Homo sapiens on the face of this planet Earth, does it mean they are weak? They cannot tell Britain, shut down? Maybe. Maybe. This could imply that there are more people feeding on our misery more than those we've not considered. If the world is keeping mute, if they are not too weak to stand up for justice, to stand up for equity, to stand up for transparency, to stand up for humanity, then the other alternative answer is maybe they are all feeding on our misery. Because considering the fact that millions has been incarcerated because of Biafra, honestly, considering the fact that millions of Biafrans are fugitive around the world as of this moment, considering the fact that millions of Biafra are being emasculated in every way imaginable, considering the fact that millions have died in horrible ways because of Biafra, in the following ways, to the knowledge of the world, or they can choose to pretend as if they don't know anything about it. Let me remind you, many Biafrans has been killed in the Mediterranean Sea because they are running for their life. Many more was drowned in river in Cross River State, in rivers in River State, in the rivers in Bayelsa State, in the rivers in Delta State during the war. Many people drowned in River Niger. Many people died in Imo River. Many Biafrans drowned in River Benue. Many Biafrans died. Many Biafrans was killed by bullets, stray bullet, of course. Many Biafrans was killed by machetes, knives, or cutlass, as the case may be. Many Biafrans has been poisoned. Many Biafrans has been killed by firing squad. Many Biafrans has been killed by rape, because people like late Buhari, people like T.Y. Danjuma, people like Obasanjo, Babangida, Yakubu Gowon, they raped our women to death. The highest place you see rape, the leading rape victims, not just raping to death, is in Imo State, headed by Buhari. That is why he raped Aisha. Aisha Buhari, we know that they didn't marry because of love. Buhari raped her. But this is something you call hate speech. But this is the bitter truth all of you have to embrace in the end. This carnage it happened in Imo State. From Umuapu in River State down to the boundary of Imo State, close to Ihiala, every rape in there, down to within Tainabia State, you give the glory to late Buhari. He was even using them for diabolical means, ritual. Followed by Delta State, you give it to Obasanjo. He raped and raped and raped. He started adopting them. And then you go to Cross River State. You give it to them. T.Y. Danjuma is there. David Mark know what I'm talking about. And they pretend they don't know what happened. They keep in mute. Considering how many people that have been assassinated because of this issue of Biafra, our Supreme Leader MAZI Nnamdi Kanu narrowly escaped one, or I should say divinely escaped one. Do you know how many people they have assassinated? Do you know how many people that are in prison or have been imprisoned? Do you know how many people who died in prison? Do you know how many people who have died in hanging because of the issue of Biafra? Do you know how many people they are harvesting their organ and sending to Japan, to India, to America, to Britain? I'm talking about Biafrans. Do you know exactly how many people that have been killed as a result of firing squad? Do you know how many people that have died as a result of frustration? Do you know how many people that have died as a result of deprivation? Do you know how many people that died because of starvation? They all witness it. And so if they are mute, believe me, it is not because they do not understand the nature of the predicament we have found ourselves. But like our Deputy Supreme Leader asked, he said, why is the world mute about the issue of Biafra? A very intriguing question. All of us must know some of the reason, because I want to tell you, time will not permit me to explain all of them. But let's follow it bit by bit. Yet somebody or someone will say they don't know, and so as a result they fail to react. Anyway, considering the issue at hand, you cannot trust them. They say, well, we've not heard about the issue, but we've been hearing this. American deny not knowing about the genocide on Biafran people between 1967 and 1970. It's okay, because we understand they were busy in Vietnam. They were busy in Vietnam. I think America has some piece of land in Vietnam. They were actually trying to deport back to America. It's okay, we understand. Honestly, they had more demanding tax in Vietnam. And so they were not aware. After all, how can they be aware about the issue of Biafra? When exactly BBC and CNN was lying to them that the starvation in Biafra land is as a result of famine. The desert entered Bayelsa. The desert entered River State. BBC and CNN were lying. So why wouldn't they be mute? So they don't know anything. Honestly. And the BBC and CNN were busy telling the whole world lies. They gave us media blockage. But they pretend nobody know. Nobody know. They have not heard about the issue. That is why they are mute. I do not think that any IPOB member waiting to be persuaded to deny Nigeria is a member of IPOB. Honestly. Our leader said something also. He said everybody should deny. We have to renounce our identity as Nigerians. And as a result, we will send a clear signal. And it looks somehow complicated. But come to think about it, Any IPOB member, for instance, who has not denied Nigeria, I begin to question if they are really Biafrans. Because he suggested that for us to send a signal to the global community that we are serious in what we are doing, so they begin to talk, we have to deny our identity, denounce Nigeria. But let me tell you, am I a Nigeria? No, I'm not a Nigeria. Even before I joined IPOB, I'm not a Nigeria. This is the truth, I know. And when I join IPOB, it enables me to deny everything about Nigeria. So if you are waiting for campaign before you say you are not a Nigeria, or before you raise protest, you are deceiving yourself. When I hear that, they say, oh, they are taking data. Operation Show your... I cross my leg. Operation Show which ID card. But of course, we must continue. For those of us Biafrans in Biafra land, it is only fear that will make you say you are a Biafran. Because the idea why our Deputy Supreme Leader asked that simple question is because if we denounce Nigeria, they begin to talk about Biafra, which is rightfully so. And then it's just a way of digressing. No IPOB member can come out and say they are Nigeria. This is the time we need to get angry with our situation and circumstance. For those of us in Biafra land, it is only fear that will make you clinch to, well, we are still Nigeria. You ask me, are you a Nigeria? I don't answer you. And that is because you are with AK-47. I won't answer you. And of course, no civilian will ask me, are you in Nigeria? I will ask the person, are you insulting me? And then he has to do the rest one. Because we are not Nigeria. Honestly, having said this, the following group of people may be playing ignorant. And they are the people who can ask such a question. It is the people who will be moved about the issue of Biafra. So that you will begin to understand what is going on. 5 reasons why the world is mute about the issue of Biafra. Number 1 among them is some questions people ask. It gives them reason to keep quiet. Honestly, I came across a video online. That should be day before yesterday. But the question that man asked made me so upset that I logged out. And so at this moment, I cannot remember whether it was when our leader first went to America to address World Igbo Congress or it's a recent one. But I will not apologize. Anybody who asks that question is very stupid and idiot. When our leader go about evangelizing all of you, and you come across to him and he say, ask question, don't just open your mouth and yap. Look for reasonable question that will edify Biafrans. Stop behaving like educated illiterate because you are idiot. It's so embarrassing. And somebody that is supposed to be respected, I will not apologize to you. I don't care who you are. You ask a very stupid question and you look like Fulani to me. I was so upset and I logged out. But of course, our leader is a gentleman. And somebody say, our deputy leader say, why do you think the world is smooth? The world is smooth because most Biafrans who are supposed to be hitting the nail in the head are so idiotic asking useless questions. And somebody says, what question is that? But let me tell you the question. He said, yes, as I'm talking now, I know you did not fly from Nigeria. You actually used a passport. And can you tell us you used a Nigerian passport or you were smuggled into America? You are idiot. You are very stupid idiot. People like you are the reason why the world is smooth. Here in Biafra land, your people in the village have been impoverished. You are the one sending money to them to feed. You are asking us we should come and deny Nigeria. Go to Ebonyi State and see what they are doing there. Go through Biafra land and see how they are ravaging our land. You are asking useless question. You are idiot. Anybody that will say, why are you using Nigerian passport? You are idiot. Oyibo, black man, all of you are idiot. Thunder will fire all of you. Why are you people pretending? Why are you people worse than Satan? An identity is supposed on us for over 100 years. And all of you are, we are feeding from our misery. And somebody will say, which passport are you using? All of you are idiots. I thought United Nations is a reasonable organization. When I heard about the stateless citizens or stateless passport, why did you create that stateless passport? Does it mean those people don't have state? They don't have where they come from? Idiot. That's it. Which passport are you using? You that is asking question, you are very idiot if you have the passport of the country you are sitting. Idiot. I'm looking for another English to use for you. Idiots. I am sure he entered here with Nigerian passport. Idiots. I must tell you, anybody who say which passport you are using, asking Biafra which passport you are using, you are idiot. Idiot. You know the condition we are in. Most of you caused it. And so you put up your shenanigan to deceive us or to deceive the gullible world leaders. You are idiot. Now imagine, we were on our own. You invaded our land. You called us Nigeria. We kept quiet for a while. But ever since then, you continue to emasculate us. Economically, socially, and all the wise. You're killing us. We keep quiet, you will kill us. We talk, you will kill us. It is better we talk and you kill us than for us to be mute. You can choose to be mute, but you will never have peace. You are idiot. If you are asking question, don't ask nonsense question. That is why sometimes I look very aggressive. But I'm not, honestly. But I'm just sick and tired of idiots everywhere. Are we supposed to use the visa of heaven? And then you kill us. We go to heaven and use heaven passport on the ara. Do you know how many Nigerians who have passport of the world? Do you know many Nigerians don't have Nigerian passport? It's an insult and a disgrace for a Biafran to be carrying Nigerian passport around. And you are asking us which passport do we use? Idiot. Idiot. Anybody that asks such question, you are idiot. Even though our freedom as Biafran is in your hand, you are idiot. If you are the one holding the wire connecting to our life, cut it off, let us die. Idiots. So when some idiots are asking this useless question, how do you think we are serious? United Nations have passport for stateless people, but they can't give it to Biafra. Buhari have passport for stateless people. All Jubilee children have passport for stateless children. The politicians said it among themselves. Idiots. You think we are stupid? You can hide in that cupboard and lie through your nose or your anus, but all of you will be disgraced. Yoruba on social media cut me off. I understand that the CEO of Twitter came to Nigeria. We are watching all of you. Let's see how corrupt you two can be. Facebook is in for a very long drive. You never know. Cut me off. Of course, the world will not talk. They will be mute about Biafra. Because idiots are asking useless questions. Are you telling me that if the whole Biafrans in the world today begin to write letter to United Nations, that their building will not collapse, that their database internet will not crash? Idiots are asking useless questions. What have you done for Biafra? You should be ashamed of yourself. Idiots. Idiots. That is because I've not seen a proper name to call you. Buffoons. I was so upset, and maybe that made the MAZI for upset also. You see a young boy, the age of your first son, you're running the whole world because of your unborn children. You're asking idiotic questions. Idiots. And then I'm blaming America, I'm blaming everybody. We are blaming everybody for not talking about when idiots like you are asking useless questions. Nonsense. The country stealing oil from Biafra land under the emblem of one Nigeria will always protect the interest of one Nigeria. That is why the world is smooth. Believe me, which country in the world can come out today and beat their hand in the chest and say we are not stealing from Biafra land? Only very few. Only very few countries in the world. As I'm talking to you, if God come down now as a judge to judge the world based on the atrocity committed against Biafrans, only few will go to heaven. America will not go to heaven. Britain will not go to heaven. Saudi Arabia will not go to heaven. China will not go to heaven. Japan will not go to heaven. Only few countries in the world will not go to heaven. The ones that are not stealing oil are stealing gold. The ones that are not stealing gold are stealing silver. The ones that are not stealing silver are stealing. They are stealing and stealing. The ones that cannot steal are buying our organ. They are buying liver, kidney. They are buying everything buyable. Why would they talk? Nigerians enable them to kill our youth and export their organ. Why would they talk? Idiots. Why would the world talk? You think we are stupid? Systematically and diplomatically exterminating us. They cover under an umbrella that will prevent you from seeing the truth. You will never see them coming. But they are idiots. They are cowards. Nonsense. But no, why would they want Nigeria to spoil? You can kill the whole world through Nigeria. Why would they stop Nigeria? No, why exactly do you think they will speak against Nigeria when all of them are feeding from the misery of our people? And now you begin to know why they are mute. Can you tell me one country you know that is not feeding from the misery of our people? Idiots. As we are speaking now, come to the riverine of Biafra, or rather the coastal region of Biafra, and see how many mother ship, tankers that are vessels that are loading crude oil. Idiots. And these are the people you are telling to let Biafra go. Because you see the emblem, one Nigeria. It is a heaven for looters, criminals. Only those who have not soiled their hand in the issue of Biafra will speak up. But they shall speak up, just that it's not yet time. Idiots who are asking useless questions has not given them the temerity, the grace, what it takes to speak up. You can imagine somebody coming to speak for Biafran people, and you are there doing we want Nigeria in Israel, and you want Israel to speak for you. When you are in Israel doing one Nigeria, idiots. In the morning you are Biafra, in the evening you are Nigeria, idiots. I'm looking for the name to call. But anybody who is telling you nonsense about Biafra, just look at the person and say idiot. In fact, don't look at the person. You look as if you are very aggressive. Remove your face and say idiot. The person say, you say what? I say idiot. He say, what do you mean? I just say idiot. What do you understand by that? Idiot. Just turn your face away and say idiot. No, you tell me the country that is not stealing from Biafra land. Nobody steals from Nigeria. Nigeria is the emblem that enables them to steal, and you expect them to talk. But of course, those who are not involved, not all of them, they will look for something to blackmail you. That is what he does. They taught Nigerians well and saboteurs well. When the president of France wants to talk now, he said Africa is suffering because they have plenty children. They are mad people. Plenty children. All the children of Europe, all the children of Arab, all the children of Malaysia, Indonesia, and America. Are we more than China? Is China not prospering? Idiots. If you are holding the rope that connects our life, cut it now. Because people will say, mama no go sleep, no go sleep. Oh, when they be papa konim bo bula bo hin so so so. Wa jo griswe okay. Ihe egbu nwa to sa kwanle. Ihe egbu nwa to sa kwanle. Idiots. The next time they will tell you, Nigeria is not developed because Nigerians are lazy. Idiot, you are idiot. We trek from Biafra land to China. We trek from Biafra land to Europe. Don't you know that 90% of Biafrans in Europe and across the world that they trek to your country? Idiots. You think it take a lazy man to trek desert to come to your country? Do you think it take a lazy man to enter that boat, canoe, and come to Europe? Idiot. All the fence you are building and barbed wire. Do you think it take a lazy man to climb that? Idiot. Those of them that are succeeded to come to your country, you overlabor them, but yet they have no choice. They are working there because of the condition you put them there. Idiots. You don't want to talk. Idiots. You will talk. Maybe it's not your time. Idiots. Insincere people. I don't know why human being has become so wicked. Everywhere in Africa, they are killing themselves. Some African want 10% like Yoruba. Some Fulani Hausa think they will aid and cover the British. We have seen people like you. They will get rid of you the moment they are done with us. And that is if the Creator will allow them. Idiots. Why would they talk? The countries using the stolen Nigerian fund to augment their economic, they will hide under the excuse and there will be no need for them to talk. Many countries in the world today, they use the stolen fund from Biafra land to augment their own economic. Whenever you see Bill Gates and Dangote paroling, you reason well. Anytime you say Bill Gates and Dangote, be very careful, idiots. If Nigerian divide today, many banks in Europe will crush, including America, because most stolen fund of Nigerians supposedly by Nigerian politicians are either back in America or Europe. America may not depend on this money. Do you people know that Tinubu was arrested in America carrying cocaine? But America has to freeze all his bank accounts, seize all his building in America in order to keep it low. Tinubu is still alive. We have all this information. According to American Constitution, anybody found still carrying drug in certain area, the end is that if they will forgive the person, all his bank account and property will be confiscated. I'm talking about Tinubu, that rotten teeth Yoruba man. 10% people. Had American returned that money to Biafra, do you think we will be broadcasting here? But it's in America. What about Harry Button scandal? Do you know how many billions that were stolen from Biafra land in America? There is a hill in Enugu. This hill is a monument of ancestors. Chinese and Japanese people are there drawing wire everywhere in Biafra. Now, what are they looking for? Idiots. Are you talking about Britain? They own our bank. When you think of First Bank, you think it's Nigerian First Bank. That is Stafford's Bank, British Bank, Ndiara. Idiots. You want them to lose all these things? You want them to lose it? And then some people are surprised. Hey, yes, why? We know why they are not talking. They will talk. They will talk. We are studying that which make you people tick. We are studying why all of you keep mute. And we are seeing them every day. But yet, that is of no interest to us. We just want to go home. Is that too much to ask for? We predate America. We were here before America was created. We were here before the so-called United Kingdom was formed. Only few countries were here when we came here. Only few countries. Idiots. BBC and CNN, idiots. They are busy saying, they save vulture, they save cat, they save 1 tree. Idiots. And you're killing and exterminating the pioneer of life itself. You see, you people worked very hard to cover the truth from the world. But what you should understand is that our pioneer gland is still alive. You can try to flood that of the useless people with different kind of fluoride, but our pioneer gland is intact. Our millennium is working very hard. And I know the frustration signal to be sending to many of you. And so when you begin to wonder, how do they know all these things? It is because you've not succeeded in destroying all the pioneer gland of the black chimpanzees. Their millennium is still active. Some of us knew this truth. And not your food, not your drug will derail us. Not your drinks, because we take no pleasure in them. The man the man ikwesere to kwasobi Chineke odi onye de kage onye de kage onye de kage onye de kadade Chineke odi onye de kage. He said, I will speak to them in the end time so that those who have eyes cannot see, those who have ear cannot hear. And I hope you understand. Why would they talk? Exactly, why would they talk? The country who are supposed to talk are recruiting soldiers to fight for supremacy in a world war, which may not be far from now. It could be the jihadist war, it could be the Armageddon. When you talk about First World War, Second World War, who fought First World War? Who fought Second World War? On the expense of who? They were in Africa carrying people to fight. Go and listen to the history of Muhammad Ali. You know, those people really pulled action. Did ONYIBE fight World War? Did they fight World War? And then after the Second World War, they combined black magic with science. In other words, black magic and white magic. Having been able to harness the potential, what did they do? They call your own evil and they call their own science. They discovered so many things. But as I'm telling you, they are recruiting for yet another battle, for yet another war. But you can't see it. It could be jihadist war, it could be Armageddon war, but they are recruiting black people already. Britain is the sponsor of terrorism all over the world. And you people can't see it. You are shouting Boko Haram, Fulani, Hesme, Miati, Allah. Among all of them, Ben and the whole hopeless black terrorists. Arabian nations are doing well on that aspect. All of them, they are gathering again. Where would they get the soldier? And then you expect them to talk? So your people will not come and fight for them in another third world war? But you won't understand. Because they don't want you to understand. The colonial terrorists, their slaves is still within us in the guise of politicians. The world will not talk because the colonial terrorists who call themselves master, they leave their slave behind. Who will make sure you never talk? Our women mothers that just talk now just said they are using their oath. Of course, they are under spell. All your governors under spell. Those of you on Facebook, those people are the lawmakers of Nigeria. All those stout there, they are Nigerians. Look at their coat of arms. They are Nigerians, stout, idiots. As I'm saying, they are idiots now. Some people are not happy. But can you tell me a lawmaker fighting like a tout or less than tout miscreant? Look at them, idiots. Idiots. Those of you on Facebook, please type like 1,000 idiots for them so they know they are idiots. These are the colonial slave terrorists. Everywhere, gallivanting everywhere, and you want the world to talk for you. Who will talk for you? Any idiot asking you, the reason we are not saying is you are using Nigerian passport, tell them they are idiot. Who in the normal sense will be proud to be working on, to be led by this idiot there? I really say those of you on Facebook, just call them their proper name. They are idiots. MAZI Onyebuchi Okonkwo, Rose Robert, Ugu Agom, Malaka Ike, Ngozi Uzochukwu, Rose Robert, Makasefi Otagwa, Fefo Obona. Give these people 1,000 idiots so they know they are idiots. Those of you that control this Facebook for me, give them idiots. Because only idiot will talk about us. When you have idiots like all these hopeless governors, senators, idiot, all of them. Buhari died. Useless Osibanjo leading Christian church, idiot. He's fooling himself there, idiot. Ndiara. Just use idiot to flood this very broadcast, idiot. Who will speak for idiot? No, those of you on Facebook, just imagine Nigerian senators, lawmaker in the so-called Halo Chamber, National Assembly, Legislative Assembly, idiots. Look at them fighting like Agbelu. Even Agbelu in motor park of Yoruba, because you come to Biafra land, Agbelu are disciplined people. Responsible men and women does the work of Agbelu. You want to know what is Agbelu? Go to Yoruba land under Ujuele or Oshodi. Oshodi, okay, Oshodi Saleh. You see idiot like that. All of them tout. The only thing they will be thinking is, how do we assassinate these people? How do we kill these people? How do we take over their land? How do we steal oil or notice? How do we give a percentage to Britain? Idiots. And somebody thinking these idiots we have sense. Nonsense. But of course, we keep telling you the truth. Gradually, you will understand. And some people say, oh, we're talking too much. We're talking too much. We are happy that we are repeating it for you. The reason why we are saying talking. I witnessed the season, the era when we blamed ourselves for not talking. I was among them. And when I see all these idiots, I just begin to say, why is all these people not talking? Why is our people not talking? And then you have idiots like Iwanyango National. Idiots like, what is the name of that bleaching man? Idiots everywhere. Idiots. Idiots everywhere. I want Nigeria. Don't touch our one Nigeria. I want negotiable one Nigeria. Idiots. And then all of a sudden, somebody came and speak. And now we are talking. And some people are saying, oh, they are talking. Let us do action. Idiots. You are idiots. Don't come to Radio Biafra and talk nonsense. Go to Nigeria Yoruba Radio. You, of course, if you talk what they don't like, they cut you off. But here we don't cut you off, we cure you. We look at the type of drug you take, whether it is goof or tramadol. We cure you properly and adequately. Idiot. You are talking. Very soon now, you will say, oh, you are shooting. You take it easy now, let us dialogue. Because your door for dialogue is closing already. Idiot. And then when idiot, mature idiot. Most of you don't know idiot is the name of animal. Short-sighted animal, idiot. And then when you are presenting yourself before the global community as a mature idiot, you want them to speak for you. Idiots everywhere in the corridor of power in Biafra land. Idiots. I wonder what the Yoruba people are doing. Sugarbai has to reshuffle those Yoruba. Cut me off, let's go to season 2. Idiots. No, honestly. Because when our deputy leader asked that question, I felt bad myself. I felt bad. The world knows that our land is under military occupation. They know. And somebody will say, why are you carrying Nigerian passport? And you know our land is under military occupation. That is why we are shouting. I have to go to the shrine of Ekpentu, close to Yorogodo to broadcast. Ekpentu has not allowed them to come close to me. Ekpentu is one of the angels of Chukwu Kikabiama. When you tell me of Angel Gabriel, Ekpentu is my Angel Gabriel. Angel Michael, Akemu is Angel Michael. Every angel, we have them in Biafra land. Both Ikenga, both Amadioha, they are all angels in the Ara. But our land is under military occupation. You want to wear dreadlock? Nigerian Boko Haram will shave it for you or kill you. You wear dreadlock in abroad, they will shoot you. They will shoot you. Why are you people afraid? With all the military hardware, all the weapons of war at your disposal, why are you afraid of us? Why can't you let us be? And then somebody saying, why are you carrying? You know our land as we are talking now. They are running from Boko Haram. They will recruit our people who are idiots and send them to fight Boko Haram for slaughter. Then they will bring Boko Haram to come and take over our peaceful land. Idiots. The world also know that our people's home and abroad, will be executed if we openly declare the rejection of one Nigeria. If all of us come now in Biafra land and come out peacefully like they are doing in Hong Kong, and BBC and CNN are showing it the whole world, if we do that, you will know they have the power to shut down internet. They will execute us openly. The world know. And some idiot are asking useless questions. Idiots. Before your very watch, over 10 million of our people were slaughtered. 3.5 million of them were innocent women and children. Idiots. Idiot. Very mature idiot. You never said anything about it. You swept it under the carpet. You gave gold medal and honors award to those who were genocidal idiots. Anytime you accept these people, you are idiot. Many countries in Africa, like South Africa, they are arresting Biafrans. Congo Brazzaville. Most countries in the world are victimizing our people. In fact, South Africa, when they arrest you, they ask you, where do you come from? You say Nigeria. They will say, which side of Nigeria? If you say Yoruba, they leave you. If you say Hausa, they leave you. If you say Igbo, you are going to be arrested. Idiots. They should go back to their history. Yoruba or Hausa didn't fight for them. Those you are victimizing fight for you. Idiots. Any country joining them to undermine and subdue Biafran across the globe, you are idiots. Idiots everywhere. Flood this Facebook with idiots. Idiots. You are videoing vulture dying in the desert. You are videoing pig drowning in the swamp. Idiots. But before your very eye, you've seen the case of Biafra, the first country in Africa to initiate the right to self-determination. Until today, we are still shouting, having lost over 10 million of us. Idiots. Now, look at those idiots on Facebook. Nonsense. And yet, if this is what they demand, before our issue can be looked into, I say they left us with no choice than to oblige. And if they want us to reject the passport of Nigeria before they listen to us, but they left us with no issue. I am not a Nigerian. I've never been a Nigerian. I will never be a Nigerian. Only on one condition, so that you know where I'm coming from. Or maybe so that I know who you are. When I was arrested by DSS, they said to you, are you a Biafran? But I knew what they want to hear. And I responded to them, it depends on what you mean by, are you a Biafran? And he said, but of course you understand what I ask you. Are you a Biafran? And I said to him, well, considering the fact that Nigeria is made of 3 nations, let's go by that word, because I recently discovered that Yoruba is not a nation and Arewa is not a nation. They are idiots. There has never been reference to Oduduwa nation or Yoruba nation. There have never been a reference to Hausa or Fulani nation. They are idiots. They've always been Biafran Empire. Hausa, Fulani go back to Zamfara Empire. Yoruba go back to Benin Empire. Idiots. And I said to them, Nigeria is made up of 3 nations. The Oduduwa nation, the Arewa nation, and the Biafran nation. And of course, I am a Biafran of Setiana. Idiots. But of course, if I say, no, I know, I'm a Biafran, they release AK-47. Idiot. That is all they can do. And somebody say, oh, did they deny? Of course, we will oblige to that. Every Biafrans across the globe. Don't wait until they begin to knock and cry for you. Of course, our deputy leader said they will be given. We will demonstrate to the world that we are not Nigeria. This is imposed identity. Idiots. Can't you see it? The only fake country in the world that you must put one to project to the world about the fake unity. Why are you putting one there, idiot? Our one Nigeria is not negotiable, idiot. Why are you not saying one America, one China, one Japan, our one Indonesia, our one Malaysia, idiot? Only Nigeria, because you want to project to the world that we are one when we have never been one, idiot. We have said if denying our identity, the zoo fraudulent opposed identity will give us Biafra, and then we shall oblige. And so every Biafran, if you have not done that, begin to prepare the capacity to do that. Because all these idiots, when you see that they're actually idiot. Idiot is a name of animal with small eye. Invariably short-sighted idiots. Those sincere people who would have said the truth have been blinded by the oil they steal, the gold they steal, everything they steal unnoticed. Idiots. They don't know those with sight are seeing them. Idiots. And so we call upon every Biafrans across the globe to stand up and begin to do the needful. Remind the world to beam their satellites upon Nigeria, because this very request, this very declaration and stance we have obliged to will lead to the death of many of our people. But of course we have said, if the price for all we hold dear is death, and then we shall die without a shred of fear. We have no choice, because if we denounce Nigeria openly, as you have done, or secretly, we will still be killed. They are killing us systematically. They are killing us meticulously. They are killing us diplomatically. They are cutting down our numbers, our size numerically and otherwise. But as you say, this is the time for us to make our stand. Because if we must die for Biafra, like those who have died before now, we will certainly tell you how we are going to die. We will tell you how it's going to be. That in the end, humanity will bear a true testament. That we die for freedom. And that as free men we choose to die. And so we must fight on, Biafrans. We must fight to the end. And we must fight to the finish. I'll be back in a minute.
Did you know that since 1914 to date, up to 15 million Biafrans has been killed and massacred by the Islamic Republic of Nigeria? And do you know that Nigeria is a zoo, a creation of a white man, and it has expired? We must fight to the end. I know the truth. Now we must win this battle. And no surrender. Yes, we be dying, now we be crying. Yes, for freedom, all we need is to go kick the Adama, God save us. Cause the children call on you. Biafra must still be free from bondage. Biafra must still be free from killings. Biafra must still be free from Nigeria. Biafra must still be free from slavery. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. May thy kingdom come on earth, O Biafra. The time is now, I fight on you formidable soldiers. I can see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Victory is sure, no giving up, we are marching to the promised land. Oh, you say no to one Nigeria. Oh, you say no to pretend. Oh, you say no to divide and rule. We say no to shout. Listen, Nigeria, jaga, everything scatter. My people suffering and dying, so repent for my heart. See Yoruba, Hausa, Boko Haram killing us. Every day we be dying like a slaves. Give me freedom, want to freedom. Wanna be free like the birds in the sky. Biafrans all over the world they cry. Now we calling, rescue us to Kabyama. We must fight to the end. I know the truth. Now we must win this battle. And no surrender. Biafra must still be free from bondage. Biafra must still be free from Nigeria. It's time for revolution, for the land of the rising sun. It's time for revolution, for the nation of Biafra. It's time for revolution, for the land of the rising sun. It's time for revolution, for the nation of Biafra. We must fight to the end. I know the truth. Now we must win this battle. And no surrender. Biafra must still be free from bondage.
Of course, Biafra must be free from this bondage. There is no two ways about it. You are Biafran anywhere in the world. You have not joined IPOB. It better be for a genuine reason. Because nobody will save us. We've just been crying so the world will understand. Because Hausa Fulani will not survive 1 minute from one state in Biafra land. But there are idiots waiting to sell weapons. There are idiots stealing oil to make sure Biafra will not come. There are idiots saboteurs in Biafra land. Idiots. Look for IPOB and join. Do not be part of those idiots. But of course, there is time for everything. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to cry and a time to smile. A time to be mute, a time to talk. A time not to shoot and a time to shoot. We shall see. Send us your data on IPOB. And of course, until the right time, IPOB, Biafrans across the globe, you must remain peaceful as you have always been. You must remain law-abiding as you have always been. Because a day shall come, we will tell about what we saw and how we overcome. Send us your detail on our WhatsApp line, and I can assure you in a few days, the nearest coordinator will contact you. And that our WhatsApp line is open, and so also all our lines. The WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642, 070-815-45642. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. The special number for the female is 081-288-58614. 081-288-58614 is the special number for the female. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Good
Senior
evening from
Apostle,
here,
I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Senior Apostle, greetings from Rabat, Morocco. My name is Arinze Chukwu Victory Awananya. I hail from Abaje in Wangele, local government of Imo State Province in Biafra land, calling from Morocco. Mazi, you are the apostle and you are the apostle of our time. Honestly, it is only God that can do this through you, because every night and morning you come up with different topics to ginger our spirit. Mazi, I'm Ezumike Nandekano, because he handed over this stuff to you. Because I remember when he is online every evening by 7 o'clock, I used to know in. Okay, make the broadcast till 10 or 11. You are really doing the job, sir. And I know that our great God, Chukwuka Abiyama, we never fail to bless you.
Anybody that work with Mazina and the Kano and his deputy Uchimefo, he doesn't have sense, he refuses to have sense, he's an idiot and he will not have sense. No pretending about that. Having a master like Mazina and the Kano and a deputy like Uchimefo and still misbehaving, he's an idiot. Heavy idiot. I don't care who they are idiots. Some people will praise them with their mouth, but they betray him from behind. They are idiots. I don't apologize to stupid idiots. Go ahead, please, my brother.
Honestly, my apostle, I must tell you the truth. Anybody that is speaking from both sides of their mouths, we all know apology. They are idiots, because it is only a fool that their house will be on fire and they will be testing about Igbo presidency. What is Igbo presidency? I used to tell people,
they are the idiots we are talking about. Call them idiots.
As an man cannot prepare Aba, cannot build Aba, then how can Igbo presidency solve our problem? These are the idiots we have. They are no matter who they are. How idiots? Because they are our problem. These people are more problem to us more than the Fulanis. Honestly, these people know in our midst, they are more problem. They are the problem that we are facing in our generation. But I know that God is involved in this struggle, and come what may, nobody, they can only try. But this restoration of Biafra is sacrosanct, and it must be restored in peace or in pieces. It must be restored. Mazi, without wasting much time, keep on keeping on. I thank God that I get through this evening. I have been trying so many times, but thank God I get through this evening. May the grace of Chukwuka Abiyama keep on resting on you, and also protect you from the eyes of these idiots seeking for whom to devour. They will only come in one way, but in 7 ways they shall be scattered. He said,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. They should be grateful to the Creator. Thank you. That our leader is alive. Had there been anything happen to them, they will know there is no control and command. All those idiots waiting to sell ammunition before they get involved in the issue of Biafra, those idiots will have the market to sell that ammunition. Idiots. All those idiots looking for Igbo presidency, Upland River and all you well idiot. All of them will understand what they are doing to themselves. There are idiots everywhere. Caller on the line, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chibere. Yes, from Mbise. Speaking. Thank you for your work. Chukwuka will bless you and bless all the Biafrans all over the whole world. My issue from Logan Bedao, Numunane, when the governors and our senators are able to go there. We're going to have to stand to stop this mayhem. Hana achieve it right here because I would definitely have a problem. I would
any politician in Biafra land that this moment is not talking about the issue of Biafra or pretending and adding more to the misery of our people, they are all idiots. They are tout and agbu. All of them, they are idiots. Call them idiots so they know how stupid they are. Look at Nigerian lawmaker. Those you can't see, those of you on listening to FM or those of you on the app, you may not be able to see them, but those in Facebook are seeing the idiots. They are Nigerian lawmaker trained in Britain. Idiots. Go ahead, my brother.
I thank Almighty because our leader Nandekalo, the very others, to go to gather my time here, our kingdom because I did give mother of Blamo, you problem stop by not to inherit our kingdom because it's our right. And nothing will stop, no man one by one will stop us not to get our right. Why? This is my first time to call you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, in Mbise, I don't know why we don't want to key up and they get our vote.
Of course, through epileptic network, but we must continue. Our people must remain focused. We must remain focused. We are going home. Idiots can yap, but our destination remains Biafra. This is the only thing we have asked for. Call our WhatsApp. Are you there?
Hello.
Go ahead, please. Good evening from here. Call on WhatsApp. Go ahead, please. I will advise you to ignore your radio. Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm calling from Spain. My name is ONYIBE. My brother, actually, I don't know what to say.
But of course, we must continue. Caller on the line, can you hear me? Your name and where are you calling from? My brother, there is a very horrible noise coming from your end. I would advise call me back. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp.
Hello.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please, and turn down the volume of your radio set.
Yeah, hello, MAZI ONYIBE. May God bless you.
Thank you, my brother.
My name is Mr. Chukwudi. I'm calling all the way from Switzerland. I'm from Oka Province, Biafra. I pray for our leader, MAZI ONYIBE. I pray may God encourage him more to endure the loss of her mother that left us. But I also pray for God of heaven to welcome our mother in his right hand and let her mother continue to speak for us in heaven until the day we all will meet at last. In the name of our Lord Master Jesus, I pray. Amen. So, MAZI ONYIBE, the answer to the question our deputy asked, why the people are not speaking, is because the people are idiots, as you says. They are stupid. The people who know they have problems and they see the cause of their problems and they keep mute. I think they are stupid people. Biafra will not come until our people there begin to stone all those criminals in Biafran land. So-called governors, so-called ministers, so-called House of Representatives, so-called senators, so-called church religious leaders, so-called traditional rulers. All these people, Biafran people, must stand up for their rights and know that these people is the cause of their problems. I know that this is the problem they are facing. I begin to stone them, not catching a thief, that thief ordinary, something that have no meaning on the street, and they will kill that thief and put him tire in the neck and burn him to ashes. But the problem will continue. The main thief is those governors, those senators, but they're not doing anything to them. They are praising them. So the word we talk, the day the people at that place, our place in Biafra land, will get up and begin to stone those people. Wherever they see them, they will begin to stone them as they are stoning thieves. All those traditional rulers that is eating bribe, that refuse to say the truth, they begin to stone them out of their seat, out of those villages. Everywhere will be hot. I am also speaking with people here, the white people. I ask them, why is your people upon all this demonstration we are making here every day, offices to offices, all this noise we are making here, why are you people not speaking? They say they are speaking, but we have to do something more. I ask him something like what? They say that the people at home feel that peacefully that everything is going. That after all, that UN cannot say anything until we shoot gun. That we must shoot. That if we don't shoot, that UN will not talk. That we must shoot like in this Yemen, or we shoot like in Libya, or we shoot like Somalia, or in what do you call it? Sudan. If we shoot and the pieces everywhere, we need to tell people. These five nations called superpower: Russia, China, United States, France, Britain. They share the world into five, and everybody have their own portion where they are controlling. So once they hold you, they will hold you captive like their slave. Even though they are eating you, nobody will talk because they that have to talk. They are somewhere they are marking to. They are eating the people there. So we have to make a big noise before they begin to talk. Without that, nobody will talk. British will hold us ransom. So that we have to begin from home and make noise. So this is our people there. Main market have to leave that.
Of course, network challenge from that end. But the truth is, whatever they say, believe me, we know what to do. Like our leader will always say, nobody write our agenda for us. Whatever they say, there is time for everything. It will not be on their own terms. Anybody that have heard about the name Nigeria cannot be able to come out and say they don't know what is happening in this idiot country called Nigeria. It's impossible, except they are idiots. Because idiot will not see anything wrong with idiot. That is why they are not speaking up. Are you there, caller on the line?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
My name is Moses Emmanuel.
Go ahead.
This is my first time of getting a retiring your number. I'm not getting you. Please, my greetings to our tribal leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and all the rest of IPOB worldwide. That is making sure that we restore Biafra. As our brother was saying, we have to start our destiny in this our Igbo land because our governors and the other men is that is holding them. In fact, that there in support of us we have they have written what we need. We have to start with them. That is my uncle.
Thank you very much. Our people should be wise enough to understand that saying you have to do this or have to do that is not the real issue. Our people have to wake up. Honestly, I must tell you, there are just two things that can cripple the world without shooting a bullet. And I believe that is the intention of our leader. The best thing any Biafran can do is look for IPOB and join. So that when they are saying, you know what he's saying. So that when we are doing what we are doing, you know what we are doing. We have seen everywhere, idiot, everywhere, politicians, idiot, lawmakers, idiot, all of them, idiot. Idiot is not a cause. But they will get angry and say they are insulting us. But of course, you will understand that idiot is not a cause. Idiot is a name of animal. They are animal, zoo, idiot. That is who they are. Short-sighted animal, idiots. Everywhere, some of them are useless idiots. They are. Can you hear me, caller on the line?
Yes, good evening, ONYIBE.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Nkechi Isaac Okafu, calling from Aba. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you so much. You have been an encouragement to us. Whenever I hear your voice, I feel at peace because they are all idiots around us here. Idiots everywhere. Idiot in governor's house.
I'm talking to you. All my Facebook page. If you say Biafra is coming tomorrow, Facebook will say it's a false news. Your group is a threat. Idiot.
If you say, oh, nothing on the Kanu is doing very well, Facebook will say you violate our privacy. Idiots. Why is Facebook telling us that we are violating their Facebook will close everything that talks about Biafra? Idiot. Why are you warning us? Oh, God bless Biafra. Yoruba on Facebook will tell you you are violating our privacy. Idiots. Go ahead, please.
Idiots. They are all idiots. When you hear the word idiot, I know they are all idiots. It is only an idiot that will want a put and will never take care of his state, like other states. Everywhere is being polluted. The roads are not even, you cannot even trek on other state. Idiots everywhere. Idiots in the government house. When an army man is taking the work of the policeman, is it not an idiot community? Idiots everywhere. Idiot. In short, I am seeing idiots everywhere. It is only an high plea. I have a hope. I only pray that God will help us. Our hope is on God only, not on anybody. Because there is idiots all over the world where they deny the truth. When they know the truth and deny the truth, are you not an idiot? They are all idiots. So please, may you continue. May God keep us encouraging people. We only hope on God. Chukwu Biafra must surely see us. You have promised us that Biafra must surely come. And that is our hope and our faith. And I am believing God. Biafra must surely come to pass. There's no two ways about it. Keep on doing the work you are doing. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. When you post MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, you say bad about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, it is Facebook friendly post. Idiot. Since Zuckerberg entered Nigeria, he become the greatest idiot that has worked on this earth. For working with criminals like Yoruba, Fulani 419, he become the greatest idiot. Delete the post, idiot. Delete the group, idiot. Would it be the first or would it be the last? We are here before you came. We shall still be here after you are long gone, idiot. And so is every man and woman working assiduously from any corner of the world to undermine the sovereignty of the Biafra nation. You are idiot. We were here before you came. We shall be here after you are long gone. Idiots everywhere. They say, come and fight for your freedom. You are yapping the idiot. Idiot everywhere. Nonsense. No, when we come, we have been singing praise and worship in Yoruba church all our life. Idiot. Look at the Yoruba pastor there in Aso Rock fighting like idiot. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
MAZI, good evening from here.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please, my brother.
MAZI, MAZI George ONYIBE, good evening from here. I so much appreciate the wonderful work you are doing for the indigenous people of Biafra, the land, and to you in the name of Chukwu Biafra's name. Good morning, Biafrans. Good afternoon, good night, whatever time zone you may be. My name is Judo Kafo. Make us speak my broken English. Judo Kafo, come from Agbo. Agbo, they for Anioma, Anioma they for Biafra land. And every piece of land for Delta as a whole, the so-called South and Niger Delta bunker name that the Nigeria gave us, they are all piece, part and parcel of Biafra land. There is no doubt about it. MAZI, idiots everywhere. In fact, all our politicians are idiots.
Any of them not talking about Biafra, secretly or openly, they are idiots. Idiot everywhere.
Any Biafra that is claiming one Nigeria, you and your family are idiots. You are idiots. You and your generation. Obiano, you and your entire family are idiots. Oh, Kizetazo, you are not left behind. In fact, you are the greatest idiot in the whole world. Jebumahi, you are idiots. Iwanya, you are idiots. All of you that conspire to kill Biafras, you are all idiots, including your families.
But come to think about it, MAZI. Come to think about it. A governor that brings strangers to kill his people, take the villagers' land and give to their people. Is that governor not idiot? Are they not idiots? Useless people.
Idiot, why together? Why not we idiots? They will never see good.
A country where president is dead, an imposter from Sudan is their president. They are idiot walking around. Idiot, they think we are stupid. Idiot everywhere. And some people will come and yap, asking us which passport are we using. Idiots.
People are idiots to the call. Look at one of our brother who has been in the government of CBN since 1900. Even in his own village in Agbo, there is no school, there is no road. This man has been the central bank governor. His name is Mbefele. You are idiots. Any man from Biafra land that is not fighting for Biafra, you are hopeless, useless,
that what I get for this evening from my people. Biafrans must rise up and take their land. Every youth in Biafra land, protect your land. Your land is your property.
Thank you very much.
If you cannot do that, you are idiot. MAZI, thank you. Mechuko Hikabiama, bless you.
You see, and you too.
He said.
And hopefully, this is where we will be drawing the curtain. Sincere apology to those of you. I cannot take their call because our time is long gone. And I must appreciate those of you who were able to call in. Don't just mind us, because only few people will go through what we are going through and still remain the same. Honestly, only few people. But it's amazing that many people understand the predicament, the situation we find ourselves, and they pretend they don't notice it. They pretend as if it's okay. Life can just go on like that. But I tell you, no idiot will distract us from what we are doing. Only idiots. You are Biafra. He said, I don't know what they are doing. The day you complain about the army on the checking point in highway of Biafra, you are idiot. If you are international community, you are stealing any resources from Biafra land, and you say, we don't know what you are saying, you are idiot. You are a lawmaker in Nigeria and you are fighting inside your hollow chamber. You are idiot. One of these days, we look at the characteristics of idiots. I'll take one more call and we round up. Can you hear me call on WhatsApp?
Yes, so my brother.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
God bless you. God bless you and keep you. My brother.
God bless you too. Daddy Norama.
And be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. The name of the Lord is upon you for his blessing.
You see.
The Lord bless our leader, MAZI Kano. The Lord bless Uchemefo. The Lord bless all Biafrans. The Lord bless Biafra land and keep all. The Lord make his face shine upon us all and graciously. The Lord make his face shine upon us. The Lord turn his face towards us and give us peace. The name of the Lord is upon us for his blessings in Jesus' name. And this evening, I want to tell my Zugabite, the owner of Facebook, that fighting against Biafra, he's fighting against God. That he doesn't know that Biafrans are his brothers. We are his relations. We are the same.
He should not be used because of oil stolen from Biafra land to join Fulani and the rest of the criminal to frustrate our effort. He's an idiot. Even though he's my father, if he come against Biafra, he's an idiot. If my mother speak against Biafra, it's an idiot. Not to talk of idiot like Zugabite or Yoruba people, they are idiot. Thunder fire all of them. Go ahead, please.
That you belong to, you are a brother. You belong to Biafra. You are an Israelite. Why are you fighting against God? You are fighting against God. The Bible says when you help the wicked, when you love those that hate God, that the wrath of God is upon you. If you don't take time, Facebook will go down to tribulation, just like Babylon. And all these are governors who are helping the wicked, loving those who hate God, loving those who hate their friends. I tell you, like Babylon, all of you, you will be a history. You will be sought or you will not be seen. You don't fight God. Biafra belong to God. Biafra are God's people. Don't fight us. I want also to tell, the other day I called, I want also to tell Philip Emagwali in America, don't find a home there. Albert Einstein, because of what he did, they asked him, what do you want? He said, I want a state of Biafra. Philip Emagwali, all the computers used in China and America, you are the one producing. You can demand for your nation. Don't find a place. Don't find a home in America. People like
Facebook is an Israel man, but he's American citizen. They can also be American citizen, but every one of them need to come home, except they are idiots. And then they should remain idiots wherever they are. Nonsense.
All these our senators, all of you, you have a role to play. If you are helping the wicked to fight us, if you are loving those who hate God, his people, I tell you, the wrath of God is upon you. If you don't change, if you don't turn and fight for your nation, for your people, I tell you, you'll be sought for like Babylon. You'll be sought for, you will not be seen. And God will fight for us. God will fight for our cause. That is my message to you all. So don't think that what you are doing, there is a repercussion for everything. Everything, every evil you do, there is a repercussion. Do not fight Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is our David. David was the seventh child of his parents, and God chose him. Do not say he's a young man. God chose him, the anointing upon him, and he's the one that will deliver our land. Don't fight him. Help him. David's brother, even the elders, all of them went with him. They help him to actualize what God called him to. Do not fight him. Help him. We belong to Biafra. Biafra is our home. Biafra is where we can have our peace. It's where we can have our rest. This place is not our home. We're not the same. All of you, all these people that call themselves politicians, you are helping the wicked to fight us. It will not be well with you. The wrath of God is upon you. You better change. Otherwise, like Babylon, that there is no place in the map of the world, that is how you will be. Your family, your generations. I declare it, and so shall it be in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our people must understand. It is as simple as ABC. Our fathers fought to keep this land for us. They fight dying, and here we are. Idiots are the only people who want to die, live American life, Chinese life, USA life, and you are idiot. They will take that land your parents bled for. They died for it. You are idiot. No, we don't understand what IPOB is doing. You are idiot. You are very sincere person. You are idiot. Which passport are you using to travel? You are idiot. You don't ask useless question. And look at some people. They are talking. I will be looking at them. You are idiot. Only idiot we think we in Biafra land are stupid, and you are running in diaspora. You are idiot. You are idiot. Come and stay in Biafra land 1 month, and then go back and yap. Idiots everywhere. Idiot. Monkey. Idiot. Idiot. Don't you know our father eat lizard, cockroach, mosquito, everything to stand outside? Idiot, full and idiot for us to be alive. And after the war, they made sure all of you Kwachoko children, that none of you died unnecessarily for nothing. Those of you who survived, don't you see you are best? Some of the best of the breed Biafra has ever known. You will only be idiot when you are yapping from the both sides of your mouth. Do you know what it means to drink a garri without sugar, without even salt? Idiot. You're coming to undermine people who are 100 times better than you. Idiot. You think the money you have in your account is what makes you human being? Idiot. Fulani will take all this money from all of you very soon. Idiots. Very stupid idiot. You want to land airport in Lagos or in Abuja, you'll be hiding yourself. Most of you are answering in Yoruba and Hausa Fulani name, so you can come back to Biafra land. Idiot. Vagabond and power everywhere. Idiot. I thought ONYIBE is very wise before. I don't ever know they are idiots to be playing. Some of them to be playing low like Nigeria. But what exactly can you do? You're going to kill them. You're going to show them. You're going to. But you've been doing this as far as we can remember. I was born seeing Biafra humiliated across the globe. Look at my age now. The same thing is still happening. You are idiot. Idiot. Everything all of you are doing. The hulobalo you are causing in Africa is shabumerang. Both the internal and the external enemy, none of you will get free. On daily basis, you delay the restoration of Biafra. The more you frustrate the next generation of your own very people. Idiots everywhere. But of course, I will sign off from here. Few hours from now, we'll continue from where we stop. Sincere apology to those of you who cannot pick their call now. Good night and goodbye.
There are so many of them, and they are so exuberant, the Biafrans. Even the refugees sing, especially when they have just been told their homes have been recaptured and they can go back to them. They sing when they get their daily sleep.
You can't take away what God has brought for us. You can't take my life and say it's all over. The pain is in my heart. You killed us. Why you try to take my life? Why? This goes out to all the Biafran kids who were starved to death by the Nigerian government. By the Nigerian government for no reason. I say forgiveness is not in our dictionary. Nigeria must pay for this because we will not only remember the words of our enemy but also the silence of our friends. Biafra, Biafra is here. Long live Biafra. Long live Biafra. Biafra, Biafra is here. Long live Biafra. Long live Biafra. Oh, oh, oh.
Biafra was in the beginning, and Biafra has no end. A people of courage, of strong heart and spirit, who will not be punished, who cannot be oppressed, who will continue to fight until they hold freedom in their hands. Long live Biafra.
Biafra, Biafra is here. Long live Biafra.
Biafra. Long live Biafra. Biafra, Biafra is here. Long live Biafra. Long live Biafra. Biafra, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 oh. God bless our leader, MAZI, Namkana. God bless our supreme leader, MAZI, Uchimefa. God bless Biafra. God bless my country.
There are so many of them, and they are so exuberant, the Biafrans.